The button has been hit. Welcome to SmallmouthCrush Impromptu. Is that a word? JP Impromptu?
Impromptu.
Impromptu? Because I just felt like it. Because it's Friday night. Is it Friday night? And we're bored. Yeah. We're old and we're bored. JP.
Yeah.
JP's joining me, guys. Welcome to the show. We just felt like going live for a little while. Talk. Might have some few random people jump on tonight. We might not. Just might be us for a little while. What's going on, man? You ready? We got to go down to the James River in a couple weeks or next week or whatever.
Yeah, I'm ready, man. No. 4 days. 5 days, right? Till we hit the road.
Yeah, dude. I don't know. So I had the day off. Hold on one second. This wire, this thing is so long. It gets caught in everything. JP, you ever have these issues?
No.
Jeez. Blood driver auction. I got an auction of rods I could sell, but I'm not doing it just yet. Not yet. So today's plan was to get organized. You know, I got back from Tennessee and then I went to New York and then I had guide trips. And then so I'm like, I got to get some stuff done. And today I have a day off. Originally, I was going to fish a tournament tomorrow, an ABA on the Chesapeake Bay. Without getting into too many details, JP, we had a conversation yesterday about how I could possibly win tomorrow.
Right.
And we went into it hardcore. And we had some crazy ideas we talked about. Don't go into specifics because I don't even want to give a clue. But I was ready to go. I called ABA yesterday to sign up, and they said it was canceled because of the wind gusts tomorrow. Tournament's been canceled. I had a guide trip yesterday. We had a heavy bag. Relatively easy. A heavy bag, and we caught fish everywhere, but there was a specific area where I had 23 plus pounds in like 20 minutes. And so I was like, well, Brohim, probably going to do all right Saturday. And of course, the tournament's canceled. So whatever. It is what it is. What you going to do?
Once again with the wind.
Yeah.
Never stops blowing. It's been blowing up here for 3 straight weeks.
Yeah, it's not looking good. I got a guide trip Sunday. We're going to have some strong winds, but at least they'll catch some fish.
You growing a beard?
No. What's your point? What are you getting at?
Yeah, you just got the 5 o'clock shadow going there. Looks like you're growing a beard.
Uh-huh. No, I keep it about this length, but I got to apply that just for men here. You can see a little gray, can't you?
A touch of gray. I got a good story about that. So there's an electrician friend of mine, Mark Tibbetts, and this is going back probably 12 years ago, right? We're on a job site. And at the time I had a big beard, jet brown, black, whatever my hair color is. And I said, man, I got to get me some of that touch of gray. I want to add a little bit of gray to my beard. Right. And he goes, what? And I go, I got to get that touch of gray, man. I want to add a little gray to my beard.
Why?
Because the gray's good, right? But it doesn't add gray.
What's it do?
It takes most of it away. It leaves gray, is what it does. It's just a hair dye.
Yeah.
But I thought it added the gray. They all thought that was great.
That's funny. No. Yeah, whatever. I try to keep up, dude. I can't keep up with myself. I'm just letting myself go downhill, dude. You know, you get to that point where my the schedule. You know how it is. Let's focus on the task at hand. I'll get through this week. ABA was 5 or 6 grand guaranteed first place plus nitro rewards of $6,000. Pretty bummed about that. Pretty bummed. I was going to give Johnny V a run for his money. You know John Venor? JP, you ever hear him?
Nope.
He's been fishing the bay forever. He's been out there every day. He knows how to fish it. He's one of the top contenders in every event. And I don't know, we get along fine, but he's just he's not competitive, but I don't know. Can't read the guy. He's a hard guy to figure out. He likes to fish. He likes to compete. He does well. And he just won last week, and I figured it'd be fun to fish with him against him. You know what I mean? I saw him a couple times yesterday when I was guiding, so it was interesting. But damn. Yeah, no derbs tomorrow, dude. Couple cool things. Not really cool. Give you guys a sneak peek of something that I shouldn't be doing right now, but I'm going to because this is a live that we weren't expecting to have. I just got bored, dude, and I wanted to talk to peeps, you know. A couple issues I wanted to talk about tonight, but let's see what we got here. I got the new Beast Coast SmallmouthCrush approved. Sneaky little finesse football jig. And I'll show you what it looks like here. Let me pull out a small one. What's cool about this, JP, this is a design that goes back years. Back to my days back in Wisconsin. And so it's a small finesse jig. Very few strands. You notice that, right?
Yep.
And the whole purpose of this jig is to emphasize the jig trailer that you use. And so I'll throw like a smallie beaver, a lot of missile baits, some rage type of finesse baits, different small trailers, and you fish it just like you would a tube. So anywhere you would throw a tube, you would throw this little jig. And it's I guess the hip term is what? Minimalist jig, right? The problem is, unfortunately for Beast Coast, the keeper we designed, we have a very hard time using things like the TRD Craws or the smaller TRD finesse trailers. They won't go up on this trailer. So we have to redesign this whole thing before we can bring it to market. 20,000 jigs ordered with the wrong.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's not going to work. We tried. I tried. I'm pretty good at weaving a trailer on. I sat down here, dude, in my garage the other night for 45 minutes trying to get a Z-Man plastic on this thing perfectly. And I did it, but there ain't no way the general public's going to want to do that. You know what I mean? And so back to the drawing board. So it'll be a little while, but we're going to get it right. We're definitely going to get it right. Hopefully. What we got in the comments? Can you see the comments?
No, how do I see them while I'm on here? I got to minimize the screen.
Yeah, so computer issues last week. Man, we were doing a live up at Gajo World headquarters, and my computer just died, and I freaked out because I thought I got some of that Gajo juice on there. You won an auction, by the way.
Yeah, I know. When am I getting my
I don't know.
Sunrise Spirit Shads? Will, what's going on there?
I cannot believe he sent that. He that was some cheap stuff you guys won for all those. That was a good deal.
Yeah, I was trying to support. I'm hoping, I was just trying to support Will.
Oh, you did.
It was for a good cause.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
So we got all those going out soon. I'm sure. I think he packed them up. Yeah, the battery died, guys, and I didn't know. It was plugged in. I forgot my normal charger at home. So 25 minutes before the show, I'm running the Messina at the Walmart. Then the dude behind the counter is like, "Well, what kind of computer?" It's a MacBook. What year? This, and that. So I'm like, dude, I don't know. Just give me all 5 of these, and one will work, I'm sure. So $400 later, right? I walk out of there, and I'm gonna take them back, but I wasn't sure which one I needed, and apparently it still wasn't working. So the battery did die. It wasn't Gajo juice. We're all good to go. Everything's good. But we got bigger things to worry about, JP. We got to go down to the James and catch a few fish.
Yeah. Did you see the cold front coming through the day we throw into town?
No, for real? Well, that's a long ways away, dude.
Well, we got it's going to be 74 tomorrow, 82 on Sunday, and then Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday is in the high 70s, and then when we get there, 40s at night, low 60s during the day.
Come on, dude. I was hoping to put the gloves away.
You said you wanted tough
on the Chesapeake when I know where the fish live.
You had to freaking
not the James.
Curse us with the cold front on the James River.
Man, what are we gonna do? It'll be fine.
I don't know.
It'll warm up that week. Plus, you can't go off of a weather prediction a good week away. Actually, it's crazy to think. A week from now, we'll be down there, won't we?
Yep.
Man, time's flying, dude.
Can't wait.
Time's
today,
flying.
We'll already have couple days in, right? 2 days of practice in. I'm leaving Thursday at 6:30. I'm going to meet up with Tom at the Delaware Cabela's.
What are you guys going to do? What time are you leaving?
I'm going to leave at 6:30. That'll put me in Delaware around 10:30. I'll be able to get maybe 3-4 hours of sleep before he meets me at 3:30. And then we're going to drive straight to the James.
Hold up. Friday, is this in the afternoon or in the morning?
I'm going to leave at 6:30 in the afternoon on Thursday because I have to work.
Oh, so you're going to be.
So then I'll get to Cabela's at 10:30 at night.
Okay, on Thursday night.
Then I'll be able to sleep for about 3-4 hours in my pickup before.
What time are you guys meeting?
3:30.
Oh, well, I'll probably be running through right around that time too.
Oh, we should all just meet at the same time.
Sure. I was going to leave Thursday. Friday morning. So
I figured you were going to be there already, or with you on the way also.
Yeah, well, I'll be there. So we'll just plan on it.
Okay.
Shit. Yeah. So guys that are just tuning in, we're just talking. We're just wasting some time, just having some fun, trying to figure out the game plan, dealing with life. You know, I had a tournament next week or tomorrow on the Bay, and that got canceled. So bumming about that. Trying to get rigged up. Took me all day to rig up my tackle for the James. And I got the new spreadsheet totally updated here. And I'm short on a few reels and a few rods yet from St. Croix. Hopefully those will be coming soon. And we can get totally dialed in. Just made another order tonight for Gamma. I'm loving their fluorocarbon, dude. The Elite or Edge, I'm sorry. Yeah, it's Gamma Edge.
Yep.
On the fluoro. I've been running 14, which is a little heavier on things like, you know, plastics that you would throw through the grass, Senko, stuff like that. And it's been working out real well. Of course, the Cortland braid has been amazing. I have 2 big bulk spools for you, JP, as well. So I got those ready to go. I do need a few more Vanfords. I do need a few more Corrados.
How do you like those Vanfords?
I like them a lot.
Okay. I bought 4 of them. I got them all spooled up. I haven't.
They seem a little more strong. So here's what I am going to do, guys. I do want to make a quick something I realized down on Chickamauga, because I was using a spinning rod a lot and doing what I do with the finesse baits. And I'm running 8-pound main braid, which held up fine. It works, but it is very light braid. And so I decided for some of these techniques, I'm not going to talk about too much, but on the James River, I will be using the spinning rod probably quite a bit for that event. And I decided to go with 20-pound main braid for my bait casters for those applications on tidal waters and largemouth fishing, because we are going to be fishing some cover. And it's just a smart thing to do. I think you can still get away with that lighter 8-pound, no doubt. I mean, I've caught plenty of big fish on that. But when we're around some of that nasty, I think it might help a little bit. What's your thoughts?
Yeah, I'm going to be probably running a lot heavier line.
Sure.
20-pound braid to a
12-liter.
12-pound leader, and then anything I'm power fishing, minimum 15 fluorocarbon.
Yeah. Yep. Did you find the comments, JP?
I did.
There you go.
Did.
There you go. Gino's on.
JP, where's the handlebar?
Is that your boy, Gino? I met Gino.
Yeah, that's my buddy, Gino. Yeah, I was actually just out with him a little while ago. Damn. I don't know. Went back for the clean shaved face, huh? Got sick of that handlebar mustache.
Loving it.
Mike Kaler. What's up, Mike?
So we had a new video come out yesterday introducing the team. Gary Atkins, who's fishing a tournament tomorrow, a big tournament back in Wisconsin, and then he'll be joining us. Slick, what's up, buddy? Bunch of people should pop in here. I sent the word out to the peeps. We'll see who wants to jump on a little bit later. We'll see how long we want to go and ramble on. But big milestone yesterday, JP. 30,000 followers on the YouTube channel.
What's that?
30,000 followers.
Yeah.
Johnny in the house. You know who Johnny is? Tom's dad.
Nope. Oh, all right.
Yeah. They won that boat together.
Oh, they won it as a team event.
Yeah. John's a better angler than Tom. I think.
What about Randy Blockett?
Randy. So it's funny you brought that up. I'm confused. He puts out a video, Brohim, and he gets like 10,000 views the first day.
Yeah, quick. First 2 hours.
And he's got 30,000 followers. How does that happen unless he's got to be paying for views to pump up his channel?
I don't know. The last few, I've watched more YouTube videos on fishing in the last 6 months trying to get information. And when you look at the views that some of these guys are getting, and I ain't got no hate for none of them guys. I like all of them. Randy seems like a nice guy and everything. But there's other platforms that are putting out a lot better content that get a lot less views. It's kind of weird.
It's impossible to get 10,000 views with 30,000 followers.
Who's Chevy Chase?
In the first day. He's kind of pulling, and there's a couple of elite guys doing that too. You can pay for views. You know what I mean? To bump up your channel. It's not healthy, I don't think. But I don't know.
I mean, the guy, he posts about weighing a 10-pound bag in, and he literally had 2,500 views in the first 45 minutes that the video was dropped.
I've never really watched any of his stuff. I've seen some I on Instagram or something. I'll read through comments about, like, I think he always bitches about stuff, right? I don't know what he talks about.
Yeah, he doesn't like forward-facing sonar. That's common fact. He's against stone cold set against it. He's a great guy. The guy is a nice guy.
Uh-huh. He's
I
been
just
around
don't
for a
see
while,
where
right?
he's getting.
Does he do well? Does he catch fish? He's
Uh,
been
I think he did a lot better years ago.
okay, so he's one of those guys. Yeah.
It's because of affiliation with bass.
Hmm. Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I don't really know much about him.
Hmm.
I'm just trying to read the comments here.
I mean, the guy's a nice guy. He had one video out how to use the bathroom while fishing a tournament,
Okay.
and it had a ton of views. And I'm like, I just don't understand it because there's other people, yourself included, that really put informational content out where you could actually really learn from it, right?
Yeah.
And it's like, man, this guy's smashing. He's getting a lot of views, and
Hmm.
my question is, what is so inviting of his channel that isn't of others?
Like I said, I wish I had the time to check out other people's stuff. I just don't.
Right.
I don't know anything about it. Secret stuff for his techniques. Hmm. Well, who knows, dude? Who
Hmm.
knows? There's a few others, like some of the elite guys that have a smaller following but mega views. They'll it's kind of blatant. Listen, even with Google AdSense, I'm honest with people. I make $400 to $600 a month through Google Ads with 30,000 followers. So that's not a whole lot for a YouTube channel. You know what I mean? It's all about views. So these bigger YouTubers that have, I don't know, 300 followers and get 30 to 60,000 views per video that they put out, they're probably making 2-3 grand a month. A lot of it comes from affiliate marketing and things like that. So if you look at Tactical Bassin, who's tied in with uh Tackle Warehouse, right?
Mm-hmm.
They put out some great content, but they're going to work around, inventory levels that Tackle Warehouse has, and they're definitely planning on what, their business model. I'm just guessing here is, of course, they make a little bit on Google AdSense. They're probably at that 2,000 to 3,000 a month on Google Ads, but then they probably make 10,000 a month through affiliate. Let's say Tackle Warehouse gives them 15. Maybe they got 20% kickback. They're probably, I bet you they do 200,000 a year with their channel. Based off, I'm guessing. I could be
Tactical
way.
bassing is very educational.
Yes. Yeah. And that's what they do. So they're definitely, plus they have deals with other tackle companies and stuff. It probably is actually a little bit more. But who knows? Who knows? These comments are interesting tonight. Yeah, it's definitely not about the subs. It's about the views. And for some reason, YouTube doesn't like, I got to get better, I guess, at tagging and try to figure that part out. My hardcore group is great. And we have a good base, but I don't know if other people are finding some of these videos. You know what I mean?
Right.
I don't know. And I'm at to the point where I'm happy where I'm at right now and let it grow little by little.
The best video you ever had, you took down.
Which one was that?
The one where the guy stole my baits.
Oh, gee. Yeah.
Speaking of them baits, here's a drop. Anybody's looking to get some plastics made, get a hold of Eddie Davis. I'm not going to show the bait, but Eddie Davis, you can find him on Facebook. He pours plastics, and he's legit. I actually bought the molds for him, and he sent me about a 60-pound box.
Are you going to talk about that special mold or not yet?
No, not tonight.
I gotcha. Yeah, welcome to the new people here. I see a lot of familiar faces. Of course, we got Tom, David. Who else we got recently here? Tim, Hella Bass. The usuals. St. Cress. But we have some new faces. Let me know in the comments if you're brand new. I always like to hear from those guys. Yeah, Kyle, you're right. They want cool edits. They want to be entertained. YouTube people want to be entertained. You can make the best video about how to throw a frog and where to fish it, and they'd rather see some crazy ass shit go down on the water. You know, entertainment. JP, that's kind of where it's at.
Right.
I wish I could be good at that. If it happens, it happens. You know, the couple viral videos I had, didn't expect it. You never know when one's going to come. And you just let it roll. Just let it roll. But we'll have some people here joining us. I think I'm getting some messages back. People are going to try to jump on in a little bit. Man. So what's new, man? What's going through your head?
I'm just hoping that my trailer makes it down to the.
You hoping the trailer makes it down?
Yeah, man. You know, the guy, I got a great mechanic, and he put the new hub in, and I was hoping to get miles on the trailer this week just to make sure everything was good. And then I had a pretty interesting week at work. We had a pipe explode, and it did a substantial amount of damage to a brand new building. And I've just been swamped with work trying to get everything back together with restoration crews and this and that. And so I'm working tomorrow. So I was going to go to Ticonderoga tomorrow and put the miles on the trailer, but it's just not in the cards. So
I gotcha. Man, it seems like there's always issues with trailers, regardless of the boat brand. You know, I'm to the point, I'm so sick. Here's what life should be like. We should have one brand of boat that's a top brand that everything's perfect. There shouldn't be 25 different brands. Dude, I'm just saying. Okay, maybe to everyone's style. You need a big lake boat. You need a middle-sized boat. You need an aluminum player. Does that make sense? We don't need 7 different brands because they're all like, we need the perfect boat, dude. Where is that perfect boat? Listen, I love my Nitro, but I don't like the layout. I don't like having 3 compartments up at the front deck. I want one big one. I haven't had any major issues. A fuel line came loose once. That was it. That's what I want.
I just want a boat where when you have a bigger
but we don't
person.
But we don't know what the perfect boat is. Just like, dude, I'm going through this with a vehicle right now. Listen, my buddy Matt Stasiak got me involved in the Ford F-150 Eco, whatever it's called. 6-cylinder. Is it EcoBoost? I don't even know, dude. Anyways. And I didn't buy it new. What I like to do, I've never bought a brand new vehicle for myself. I've always bought a year old or 2, let someone else take the hit. And I like to go on, cars.com or Auto Trader and look for a fairly, used. So I bought my Ford F-150 with, I think, 13 or 14,000 miles on it. And coming from the Jeep Grand Cherokee that I rolled with for years, it was freaking amazing, dude. The storage and I don't even know how I survived fishing some of these tournaments in the Jeep Grand Cherokee, right? After going to a Ford F-150 with a topper and the deck deck it mount or whatever deck system, you know, the drawers and stuff. Crazy. But in the last, I'm over 100,000 miles now. In the last 6 months, we're 4 or 5 grand deep in repairs. And I just had to go back now today. So here's this. Listen to this, dude. I go to the guy. I drop my truck off because I had a check engine light, said low oil pressure. But I knew it was fine because it would turn off and then turn on, and the truck was fine. So I go in there, I drop it off, and then they find something else wrong with it, plus this sensor. So now he quotes me $900. The parts will come Monday. I'm like, cool. I'm going to go pick my truck up. Well, you can't do that. You have to keep it here. I'm like, what do you mean? You said you can get me in on Monday. Yes, but if you take it, I have to reschedule you to get in.
What?
Yeah, dude. I went off on him. I'm like, you're an idiot. I go, this doesn't make any sense. Basically, I didn't say, but I'm like, you're an asshole, and your company's your dealership is a moron. You're like the government. You're idiots. And I kind of went on this tangent with them. I'm like, I gotta use the truck Sunday. I got a guide trip. I need to grab my truck and I'll drop it off Monday morning. You won't even know it's gone. No, not gonna happen. He's like, the soonest we can get you in is Thursday. Well, I leave the next day for the James. I don't want any unexpected surprises.
Right.
So I go, dude, you're an idiot. I go, whatever, do it. So I got transportation to take my boat Sunday. But I had to grab some shit out of my truck this afternoon. So I pull up in the dealer, and the guy kind of remembered me because I walk in with no face mask, right? And so he's like, hey, I go, yo, I need to grab some stuff out of the truck. And he's kind of like, oh, he's like, well, here's your keys. And let me go find where it's at. And he goes, well, it's in that back lot, block away, blah, blah, blah. He's like, well, make sure you come back with the keys. So I go there. I got to grab my boat cover and some stuff. I get it done. I come back in there. I go, well, I guess I'll see you Monday. So you sure I can't use this truck on Sunday? Because it's just sitting in the back lot. I got a spare key. I go to him. I'll just unlock the door, and it'll be back on Monday. You won't even know it. He's like, no, we can't do that. Does that make any sense?
No. You got an appointment for Monday. What the hell does he care if you drop it off before they open Monday?
Exactly.
That doesn't make any sense.
Anyways.
Water temp on Candlewood 2 weeks ago, 48 to 52. And with the weather we've had, it's going to be any different. Back bays, some of them were at 56.
Scott, I'm worried now. Never leave your stuff. I got like $10,000 of tackle in the back. They're not going to take my tackle.
How about that Cabela's in Delaware? Is that a safe place to sleep in the truck?
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, Christiana Mall, you're good. Dude, listen. That doesn't. Do you get worried about that? Sleeping in your truck somewhere?
About it until I don't get worried about it until I told my wife I was going to sleep in the parking lot of a Cabela's, and she said, "Is it a safe neighborhood?"
Oh, it's fine.
And then I was just figured I'd ask.
You're on the East Coast. Anything could happen. But now I'm wondering, like, everyone's got an opinion, guys. People are telling me I really like the look of a Dodge, and so I was thinking about the Dodge, whatever they got, that Eco Diesel thing, and people are saying that's not the best. And I talked to someone tonight that's telling me about the 2500 Hemi, and I have no idea what to do, but I got to do something because when I had that Jeep Grand Cherokee, I put 140, 160 on that, and towards the end, it started repairs. Every time you go in for an oil change, they find something wrong, and it makes you wonder, like, is there really anything wrong, or are they just trying to squeeze some dollars out of you too?
Right.
I feel like that happens a lot.
Well, I just bought a brand new truck, and I normally do all the service work myself, right? So the guy's in the process of selling me the truck and everything, and they've got the added warranty that you can purchase. And it was only going to bump the payment up like $12 a month. So I went ahead and got it, right? So 2 weeks later, my father went and bought the same truck I bought. And he goes, hey, that added warranty, but you got to get your truck serviced and keep the, even for an oil change or they'll void it. So I took it up for the first oil change last week. And I asked the guy, I said, you mean to tell me if I buy my own oil and filter, I got to keep the receipts for the life of this warranty if something goes wrong with the truck? And he goes, yeah, you do. And I just thought to myself, man, that's ridiculous that I'd have to keep a paper trail that long. But he did tell me that if you bring it to the dealership to get the oil change, full synthetic's only like $50. And I don't even know if I could do that for $50 by myself. So I'm gonna have to make appointments and drop them off.
Yeah. And Scott, by the way, there's not 10,000 in plastics. I was just joking. Come on. I'm not that dumb. There's probably 500. There's a couple Gaggio Spirit Shads in the back. I don't know. The new Fords are nice. I'm they changed the design for the 2021s. And so I was looking at, and I don't want to buy new, and it's hard to find a 2021 right now that's used. Does that make sense?
Yep.
So maybe if I can get by another year, it's so much work dealing with this kind of stuff. Just like bass boats, it's so much work getting your boat set up for the year and then redoing it all again year after year. It's getting to the point where it's crazy. I know this is a different year as far as components and parts and getting everything ready, and nothing's in stock, it seems. I just placed an order for some baits that are going to be back ordered for months, hoping that they come in and I can get them. And of course, reels. I mean, that's a whole nother story.
Yeah, you can't even find a reel.
No, now's the time to sell. A
couple reels last week. I went on there, nothing.
You can't find anything on Bass Boat Central. Props are hard to come by, dude. Big time. I don't know. Listen, I see 12-pound Tom Nee here lurking below, and he's got an interesting outfit on. So let's bring him on real quick.
What's up?
Dude, you look
Money
hideous.
bag.
You look hideous.
What are you talking about?
I don't know.
You guys are over here talking about trucks, man. I got to tell you, I got the same problem with mine right now. I got to drop too much money. I don't know, man. I got to put tires on the thing. I got to put
well, that's normal.
No, it might be normal for you, but I typically trade that thing in and get a new one at like 40,000 miles. And I'll tell you, you can't do that right now. You can't just go out there and buy another Ford Raptor without paying like an extra 10 grand for a used one, and you'll pay 10 grand more than a brand new one for a used one.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, it took me
for real.
It took me find a truck to buy. They finally found one, and the surprising thing is they will give you good money for a trade. I had a 2013 with 137,000 miles on it, and they gave me $16,000 for it, sight unseen. But I'm sure I paid more for the truck than I probably had the new truck that I had to. There's no trucks to be had. They're literally getting to the dealerships, one or two on a truck, and if you don't go, it's gone.
Yeah. So I don't know, Travis. I thought you might want to go back to the Jeep Cherokee.
No, I won't. Listen, I was trying to type a comment to Erica because I want to circle back on that Jackal Alsvito jerkbait. And so I'm just putting a comment in here so I can remember that. So the Jeep is a great all-around vehicle just for hanging out and driving, but I wouldn't recommend it if you're, towing the boat on a regular basis or traveling for tournaments. There's just not enough room in that Jeep.
Someone commented you should get a diesel, and I completely agree.
Maybe, perhaps. I honestly, now's not the time. I'm thinking, we're into May almost, to get a truck, and then I like a topper. I know a lot of people think toppers look, gay on a truck, but I'm a topper guy because of storage and just usefulness of a topper. And so to get that match, you might have to get it painted, and that could take weeks. And then I do like the drawer system in the truck to store your stuff. That could take another month or two. So by the time I even do this, it's probably best just to fight through the summer with what I have now and deal with it this winter. And maybe things will change with the economy and whatnot, or, hopefully supply. Who knows? Who knows?
All right. Yeah. Can we stop talking about trucks? Can we talk about something else?
I guess we can. What do you want to talk about?
Well, you want to know where I got this, baby?
Goodwill?
No, come on, man.
Thrift store?
Come on.
What?
Listen, opposuits.com.
Okay.
You see what happens when you're as sharp as this. You just got one of these hanging out in your closet.
Well,
I'm hoping to be on stage at the Bassmaster Opens in about a week, 2 weeks. With one of these on. What do you think?
You wearing that on day 3, Tom?
I think so. I got pants to match.
Well, damn. Well, Tom, you're a financial guy. You work in the financial industry, so I get it. I get it. How about that crypto, Brohim?
Hey, man, let's talk crypto.
Well, 3 years ago when I got involved in crypto and made a very, well, didn't make, but saw my investments go way up and get super excited. And then 3 months later, see my investments drop to the bottom of the barrel, thinking, holy shit, did I mess up? And then not thinking about crypto for 3 years. And this past November, when I was in Wisconsin at my parents' house with shitty internet, deciding to log on and look and realizing, holy crap, a couple of these coins I bought are ridiculous right now.
Like almost like you could just buy a new truck.
I could buy a new truck with my crypto. Absolutely.
There you go. There you go.
But I think there's better things to come. You know what I mean? I really do. So
you know what? This is like a phenomenon, and it's beyond just cryptocurrency. I think that there's this thing called NFTs. Do you hear about this? The non-fungible token.
No.
Well, you got to research that because this is.
I'm not getting involved anymore.
Phenomenon.
I got involved.
What are you talking about?
I'm not getting involved anymore.
I got what I got.
I got what I got, and I'm letting it ride.
I think you need to look into NFTs, my friend.
So a coin
NFT.
I have, there is speculation that it could reach $3,000 per coin.
It's all speculation, man. It could drop to like nothing tomorrow. You know that.
I know, but I'm just saying.
All right, so we're completely financing bass fishing through cryptocurrency. This is the this is the story we're telling.
Yes, I'm not, but
well, did we talk about the cancellation of the ABA tournament on the Upper Chesapeake?
Yes, tomorrow canceled. Bummed out, dude. Because I called Tom. What was my conversation with you, Tom? Probably going to win on Saturday is what I told you.
That's what I heard. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I know. Actually, what I heard was, well, I don't know if I need 25 or 27 pounds, but I know I got at least 25. So unless somebody's got 27, I probably have this thing.
Yes. Yes.
Oh,
yes.
and then he goes, you know where I can get an aluminum boat?
I didn't say that. Come on.
Yes, you did.
Fine.
Yes, you did. I'm like, Travis, what are you talking about? Like, you want a puddle jumper, or do you want to get your nitro cash? So
yeah. Yeah.
So.
It is what it is. I don't care. Whatever. We're going to. Yeah.
It's over now, man. Now it's rescheduled for June.
Yeah, those fish won't be there, so it don't matter.
Trying to sneak up into something you can't get into.
Somewhere I don't belong.
Probably. So
Damn.
anyway, I heard the wind was going to be like 20 to 25.
It's blowing. It blew today pretty hard. Tomorrow's going to be terrible.
So what's the status? Good cancellation?
No, I want to fish tomorrow. You dickweed.
Oh, so you're one of those guys.
I'd fish tomorrow. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Safety first.
No, listen. It's the Chesapeake Bay. Safety first. Give me a break. What are you going to have? A couple 3-footers once in a while? Come on.
Look, man, I've been out there fishing in 15.
It's north-northwest. It's not even going to be a big deal.
Sounded like they made the right call to me.
I don't know.
You know, there's a lot of people coming from all over to fish these tournaments. The last thing you want to do is call it the morning of.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if they're going to cancel, I'd like to hear about it 3 days prior, not the morning of. But
there you go.
I would have been.
Hey, man, but you would have been definitely in the running. It sounds like it.
I would have been excited to get up in the morning. You know,
it's cool, man.
Whatever. Put it this way: it was an opportunity where everything lined up, and that doesn't happen too often. So, definitely was disappointed to hear about it being canceled. But there's nothing I can do about it. I checked. I was trying to look for every tournament there was either today or tomorrow or Sunday. I can't find one. So,
well, since the tournament's blown, why don't you give your viewers like maybe a little tip?
A hardcover, bedding fish, a lot of them.
Hey, that's good, man. At least it's something, right? Like the money's not on the line anymore. You got a lot of people tuning in. You know, give them something, man. If they're going to go out there and fight the win this weekend, or even early next week, at least they'll get out there and
I
crack a few
think
good ones.
Yeah. So the grass is going to definitely. The grass it took a hit today and tomorrow and next couple days, but things are right. You know, these fish want to spawn. Like, they're not spawning everywhere on the Chesapeake just yet, but they want to. And I was really fooled the last couple days because I thought for sure I fished south. I was down towards Baltimore a couple days, and I really thought I was going to get something special going on in some of those areas because of the warmer water temps and the full moon. And it just did not materialize for me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Fooled me because everyone says full moon, right? And the water temps were about right.
What were you getting out there the other day?
Main Lake 62, backwaters, you can see 64, 60. Depends what, part of the bay you're fishing. No,
that seems right to me.
Seems perfect to me. So we're going to have a little late spawn. We're going to have some spawners well into June on the Chesapeake, which is great. And that's what we'll have to look forward to next week as well. And
so you got a couple guide trips next week?
Yeah, I'm booked all week next week.
So it sounds like whoever's in your boat is probably going to have a pretty good time.
Yeah, it's going to be right next week for sure.
You got any cancellations, any openings?
If I get a cancellation, Brohim, I'm taking the day off, dude. I ain't booking.
Come on. I say if you had any cancellations, I say we find a way to get one of your viewers hooked up on this bite because it's going to be pretty epic.
I need to get out. I haven't had my boat dialed in yet, dude. I haven't even had time to do that. So how about you? You got a brand new Ranger from Bowers in Reading, PA. They hooked you up. That's where I get my nitros, and that's where Tom got his brand new Ranger this year. Yet you're still waiting on a few things, aren't you?
Yeah, if anybody out there knows where I can find a Helix 12, let me know. Definitely let me know. I'm looking for a Helix 12 to power that Mega 360. So I got the transducer this week. It's just no good without a unit. So just like pickup trucks and bass boat electronics, everything seems to be
crazy.
tough to find.
Just want this year to end. Here's something bad. I got it right here. I'll show you. They don't make these Legend Extremes anymore. It's not the best tip, is it?
Now you busted that off, huh?
Yeah, I was up at Will's, dude.
You know, I've been meaning to ask you about these new Legend Extremes. And
can't answer it. They haven't sent me them yet.
Really?
They're nice, apparently.
You got anything?
Yes, I have quite a few of their Victory rods and their Legend Extreme fiberglass rods. I do have. And I'm going to make a video about all these as soon as I get them all. But super excited to be using the Victory lineup as well as the Legend. The Legend Glass is the best crankbait series of rods / grass chatterbait rod / potentially spinnerbait rod that I've laid hands on. And that's it's like an burnt orange color, I guess you could call it. I don't know if you guys have seen that. But hands down, I'm totally on board with that. I'm fine using the old Legend Extremes because I love them. You guys know that follow the channel and see what I do with them. I am really, really excited about the new ones that are going to show up when they show up. But I'm fine. I'm down one medium, 7-foot medium, which I do use a lot and was expecting to be able to have. So I'm kind of screwed. So the James I got 2 drop shots on it. I got 2 finesse baits, and I have a tube, and I need one more rod. I need this broken rod to be repaired, which isn't going to happen by the time we leave next week. So I am down a spinning rod, which is devastating this time of year for a guy like me.
Yeah, I just want to thank the guys in the comments. It looks like I got a couple things to hunt come tomorrow morning.
The one guy was saying Russell Marine. They actually posted yesterday. They had 2 pallets of Helixes. I don't know if they had a 12, but man. I did see they had a handful of 10s.
You know what?
Interesting.
You got 150 people on here that are probably looking for the same thing. Let me cut out of here and go place my order. Now that's good to know. I've been checking. And if anybody wants to do this too, you can get onto Facebook. You can actually search anything that you're looking for, and these tackle companies are definitely posting some things from time to time when they do get some things in stock. So yeah, definitely give that a shot if you're looking for something. But you're right. I think Bass Boat Central is a little limited right now. But you know, everybody's holding on to what they got because they can't upgrade or they can't trade it in or move it along. They need it.
Dude, this is we've never experienced stuff like this. You know, I was fortunate because of my planning, right? I ordered all this stuff way back before I even really put my order in for my boat. But looking back now, and for next year's boat, I'm ordering in October. I just can't. I got to be ready by January, February. I can't be dicking around. It's almost May. And like I tell you, I don't have my electronics quite dialed in yet, even.
You better get dialed in, man. I'm really relying on you to bring your A game in 2 weeks.
I think we will. I think we'll be fine. I'm looking forward to the James for sure. I'm going to have a fair fight there. You know what I mean? I feel like, and it's not because I don't know how, you know, I'm not sure how things are going to play out, but I just really, I'm accepting me as an angler for who I am. And I'm not trying to grab or gravitate towards certain new techniques or the hottest bait or this and that. I know what I am now. I can't get away from it. I can't change it. I'm a spinning rod guy for life. I'm a finesse guy for life. And I accepted it, dude. This spring, I admitted to the fact that that's who I am. And you guys can trash talk about the way I cast, about how I operate a reel, spinning rod and reel. And maybe certain lakes where what the heck are you doing? You know, you're going to finish 20th if you have that spinning rod versus first, but I'm comfortable with that, dude. I really am.
No, you should be. You probably got a lot of confidence coming in. What was it? 4th place, right? 3 weeks ago?
Yeah, a little
2 weeks
fourth.
ago?
Yeah. But
and did you pick up a baitcaster?
I did. I caught a couple on baitcaster that tournament for sure. 2. But listen, I love a baitcaster. And I said this on the last live. This day and age with the fishing pressure that we see on these lakes, with tournaments, big tournaments every weekend with 200 plus boats, it's in my mind, it doesn't set up right for those types of techniques anymore. And I know Tom's got a whole different idea. I've already heard what he's going to be doing down there. But listen, Tom or JP, listen, like when you go, like take Lake Champlain. Obviously, you dominate that southern half of Lake Champlain. You do well in tournaments, and you've seen fishing pressure, but you're able to adapt. I mean, I don't want to give away what you do, but you do a little finesse with baitcasters, correct?
Yep.
And I know you love the frog, and that does come into play. And I know you probably be crushing with chatterbaits right now and square bills and things like that. But I just think you can't. I don't know. Listen, I love a punching event. Okay, I'd be right there. I dig it. I'm not afraid of it. I know how to do it. I've done it. I've done well with it. I'm not afraid at all. But there's a lot of times where that stuff just doesn't work in these big time events, or it's not going to get you through all 3 days with a bag of fish every day, at least for me. And for another guy, it could fit his style perfectly. My point of this whole conversation, I think, is as an angler, you have to find out what like Dean Rojas. If I'm going to tell him to go finesse fish, he's going to laugh at you, right? Does he still throw that frog all the time? Maybe. I haven't followed it in a while, but that's what his go-to is. Does that make sense?
Yeah, you got to fish what you're confident in fishing.
Fish your strengths and your confidence. There might be a jig guy that's just, this is what I do. And if it works for you, then develop it and exploit it and do it and embrace it. But I think we get too carried away with all these, oh, this is what I need. Dude, colors even, man. Black and blue and green pumpkin, and I'm good.
Yep.
Wherever I go.
You know, Travis, you talk about holding a spinning rod most of the time. And, do you think that like over time, these fish are just so conditioned to so much pressure, these tournaments that even just recreationally, most of these, but you were telling us a little bit about, this tournament that you just came back from, and there was a boat on every piece of structure and every piece of wood.
Mm-hmm.
There were so many boats on the water, whether they were recreational or in the tournament or practicing. Like you couldn't get on anything. And do you feel like that's going to contribute to somebody that's got more of a finesse game, more strength in finesse fishing?
I think so, but
for the future.
Yes, but you have to get extremely good at finesse fishing. There's a difference. If you're not comfortable with it, you're going to have some problems. Co-anglers try to duplicate what I do, and they can't. And that's because they're not used to how I fish. If that makes sense.
Yeah, let's dig into that, man. Because
dude, it's so there's so much to it, from even like getting snags out of cover, right? Like I don't break off too many baits in a day where I see people when I'm guiding with them, we'll lose 20, 15, 20 baits a day. Like for real. Every tournament, every guide trip.
So what is that? Is that just not being aware of the surrounding, not
it's not
feeling
knowing,
what's down
it's
there?
not knowing, it's not being intimate with the bait and the rod and the line and everything in your whole system and an extension of your hand and visualizing what's going on in the water. Like it's so freaking much, dude. And I hope everyone can get to that point because it's going to make your day a lot more enjoyable. Because I've fished that stuff. I fish a lot of exposed hooks. I fish around a lot of nasty stuff. And you can. Listen, I get snagged too. Okay. I lose a bait or two every once in a while. But it's being able to bring that through that cover and knowing when not to bury that bait or feel that bite or just knowing how to move that finesse bait. It's so much more than just, and I can only say that comes with experience and time on the water with those baits. There, I don't know if I can explain it properly, but.
Hey, shout out to Andre. Thanks for sending me that message with a Helix 12. I got to look into that. Appreciate it. But no, Travis, I think this is a really good conversation because you can bring more to the discussion of finesse fishing, and you can probably spend more time talking about all of what you just mentioned and going deeper with it, because there's probably a lot of us like me who I feel like I feel like I can do all of that, but at the same time, like, you're right. Like, I don't throw an exposed hook all the time, predominantly because I don't want to be ripping off baits and retying because it's not efficient.
Yeah.
And maybe you fish slower. Maybe
no. So I don't. I fish. Yes and no. I fish. Here's what I do. And the guy actually called me out on it the other day because he let me fish, right? Which was awesome. He's like, dude, do what you do. But I let him have the front and I controlled the motor. So I had a lot going on, but, and I pulled some fish, right? At the end of the day, I remember I was like, I got a bite, dude. You want me to set? You know what I mean? I'm like, because I already had like, I don't know, 25 pounds to my name. And he's like, yeah, dude, go for it. I'm like, I feel so bad, dude. I'm like, all right, I can set the hook. So it's like the way I was working the bait, he's like, you're shaking it a lot, huh? But I wasn't, but I was like, I caught myself like I had like, I don't know, what's that disease? You know what I mean? Yeah, dude. And I was like, yeah, I guess I am on this. But I'm like, normally, I'm not always like that, but I'm feeling it right now. And especially over some of the chunk rock that we're fishing, I got to keep that moving so I can feel where we're at and if we're going to get hung. But again, at the same time, and I can't stress it enough, the snags a lot of times is what gets you the bite. Yeah. So often that happens.
So it sounds like you're kind of, you know, there's structure there. You're trying to feel that structure to see how you can get over it without getting hung up, but you don't want to pull it too far away from it because that's probably the strike zone.
Yeah.
That's how I interpret it.
It is.
So for somebody who's popping that up over that structure, like, oh, I don't want to get hung up and then I'll pull it away, they're probably leaving bites on the table.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And with that exposed hook, with a lot of the techniques that I use, you're gonna end up in trouble a little bit. Now, exposed hook in wood is tough. That's where I'm going to lose a lot more than rock. I generally can pop, and it depends. If I'm fishing riprap bank with a finesse bait, and we see how those big rocks are laid out, and you get into a crevice, yes, you're going to have to retrieve your bait or break off more than not. But natural rock, not as much, if that makes sense. So every situation is different. Wood, you have to really visualize, and sometimes you can't see it, but you have to realize how trees are laid out as far as where the other branch or so would come out and how you position that cast. And I never want to try to bring it over something. I like to bring along it. And sometimes those are for, you can't see it exactly. But that's another rookie thing that I see is guys just see a tree and they'll throw right into it. Next thing you know, I got to try to get their snag off. Where you really have to take notice when you come up to a laydown, how to position that bait. And you have to hit it at different angles and thoroughly work it. And I'm slow. If you saw how I fish, it's my boat kind of just hangs out in areas longer than most. So many people fly by that stuff. And for what? Where are you going to go? To the next laydown? You know what I mean? Like there's probably 3 or 4 fish right here that you need to concentrate on and catch before you decide to jump. And that's where I think a lot of people on new bodies of water, that's where I run into trouble because I realize my style of fishing, yet I don't have the history or the knowledge. Yet that's what happened on the Chick. I had no idea where I was or if it held fish. But realistically, a lot of that water does hold fish. And we just don't realize how many fish are there. There's thousands of fish, right? Living in, just in one little section of the Northeast River has 500 fish in it.
All right. So how much time do you give it? Like, so you pull up on this piece of wood, right? Let's just say it's a piece of wood and you throw
I try to hit everything as thoroughly as I think I have before I move on. I don't want to just run past it real quick because those bites don't come. They come later. They come later.
We've all heard you make multiple casts, right? You make multiple casts, different angles, different parts of the, like you can make 30 casts. Until
something inside of me says it's time to move on.
Oh, that's hard to translate because there's
I've got some areas on the southern end of Champlain that if tournament season was open, I wouldn't leave.
Sure, because you have the history and
Yeah, I would pull down and I would stay there all day. And it's funny, as the water level is at different areas, yet like you were saying, I throw a lot more power than I do finesse, but you have to relearn the structure depending on, the water depth, because more of the structure becomes either under the water or exposed. And there's areas that I would run there, and if it was open, I would stay there for the whole tournament, knowing that the fish were coming.
A couple of exciting baits that to add into my finesse game, because we're not only talking about, drop shot and the net rigs, we're also talking about Texas rig baits and things like that. And the dumbest bait out there is the baby brush hog, because it looks useless in the water. It doesn't have a lot of action except for, the tail's kicking. And it's not like a buoyant bait. It kind of lays there. It does drag on the bottom, which isn't always a bad thing, stirring up the bottom a little bit. But that a little bit bigger, it's not quite as big as the regular size brush hog. I've been using the Reaction Innovations. What is it? That pig? You guys know which one I'm talking about? I'm guessing here. Something pig. Maybe in the comments you guys can tell me. That's been my new kind of favorite bait to mess with lately. It's very similar to a brush hog, but a little bit different. Not too durable, that's for sure. Yeah,
that's a bear pig. Yeah.
Yes, I've been digging that bait a little bit, man. And Ryan Salzman turned me onto that a couple months back, and so it's a great bait. It's a great bait that you can really settle in and fish that slow, especially around this time of year. I keep going back. During the summer months on the Chesapeake, I do fish a little bit faster, but this time of the year, and that goes back to my clear water experience, if you're in clear water and you can see your bedding fish, sometimes it takes you 10 minutes before you get a bite off that bed, right? Now, picture where we're fishing now in the Chesapeake this time of year with dirty water. We can't see the beds. Like you could be going over a bed at the wrong angle or just too quick, and that fish just decides he's not interested. That's why I spend so much time in these areas. And the only reason why I spend time is because I know the high percentage areas over the years that normally have bedding fish in them. And so when I get to those areas, that's why I'm going to spend so much time. That's why you guys, and I don't want to, there's probably people are going to be fishing the open. So there's some competitors probably listening, but we need to have a serious conversation. I want to explain to you guys how on the James, how we really need to pick these areas apart with some techniques that are going to allow us to be as efficient as we can, but trying to figure out where we can get these bites. So we do need to talk about that off air, because I think I can give you some ideas on because that's part of the techniques that we're going to utilize in this tournament will be bedding fish, I'm sure.
Do you think a fish in dirty water on a bed bites easier than a fish in clear water?
I don't know as far as inland lakes too much. I on the Chesapeake, I do believe on tidal water, I think they're going to be a little more aggressive. It just seems that way. Or we don't know, dude. I don't know if there's 20 beds in front of me or if there's 3. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like I have no clue. I have no clue. Maybe some of these areas where we're getting so many of these good bites is because there's just so many. Because it seems like you can't just go anywhere on the Chesapeake and find them on areas that look like they should be holding. I don't know, Tom, if you agree with that statement or not, but I think these fish spawn in groups more than anything, versus individual.
So yeah. So
Like
I
they're
think
community
that,
spawners, man.
well,
You know?
yeah, if you're talking about the flat, I think the flat has a bunch of community spawners on it, but there's parts of the flat that are going to be more productive than others. And I think that that's probably what you're talking about. I mean, over time, there's high percentage areas, and
Right. Yep.
you know, I have to tell you, and I'll share with those that are looking for these high percentage areas, you got to find sandbars.
Okay.
It's really what it is. I mean, you really find the sandbars out on the flat. Clearly, you're going to have some grass mixed in with that. I mean, it's what you got to look for.
Yep. Sean, I rigged up my rods today, and one of the rods does have that free rig ready to go. So I haven't used it yet, but I will be. I'm going to give it a try. It is definitely ready. They're all ready, man. I'm ready to go. I'll tell you what, I got to get back to the comment about the jackal. I can't even remember the name of that jerk bait. The one JP, or not JP, the what's his name? Like brain fog for fog tonight. Maybe too many White Claws. I'm only 3 in, so it can't be that. DeRose told me about the jackal. Was it Dow? What's that? You guys know any of this? That jerk bait? Help me out.
Dow's
Vito. There you go, Saint. Thank you. I haven't used it yet. I actually TK Tacklecraft painted a couple of those up for me, and they look awesome. And it's a jerkbait they don't make anymore. I picked up a few. I'm super excited to use them. I tested out in the aquarium, and depending on how the weight transfer system sets, and I assume once you make a cast that it does move forward, that bait pretty much sits like this on the bottom. And it's a deeper jerk bait for you guys that don't know, and he swears by it. So I'm really excited to give it a try. And with the colors that TK'd, I think on one of these lives coming up, I'm going to go over some of the paint jobs that he did on some of these new baits that I got. And I'm going to talk about during our opens tournament afterwards some of the special, a standard color that you can buy a crankbait in from anyone. Every manufacturer makes this color, which would be the I'm not even gonna say it, but he painted it up, dude, and it's killer. It's killer. Better than any manufacturer paint job I can think of. And I don't know if you guys seen the Instagram story about that, but he also painted some of these bigger swim baits.
Say it.
That
You're not gonna say
Austin.
it?
What's that?
You're not going to say it?
The crankbait color? Not yet. We'll get to it.
You got to get your stash first? Is that the idea?
I don't know. We'll put some weight on the scale first with it and see if it works. But
All right.
But TK painted some of the bigger glide baits that I never use. Awesome. I had him paint some perch and some shad colors. And man, awesome work. Like,
yeah, you can't really use that glide bait with a spinning rod, can you?
No. Dude, listen, Austin taught me a lot about glide baits, and you got to be a certain individual to want to throw those. You know what I mean? Like, you got to have it in you to stick with that and to do it.
Dude, did you talk about that? Like, I saw that video. That was insane, man. Like,
yeah,
that had to be. I don't know. That had to be a pretty awesome experience.
Yeah, it was cool to be able to see him have the confidence to throw that stupid big ass glide bait on a bed 60 times. You know,
that's not the part I was talking about.
What part? Him freaking out?
Throwing the rod, jumping in the water.
Well,
dude, that was great footage.
It caught me off guard. He's very passionate. Like, he doesn't seem like, normally when someone's a little off, they talk about like Bigfoot and werewolves and the deep state, like me, and you know that guy's a little weird. Like him, he's very like normal to talk to. You know, we've had him on the show before, so to have him freak out like he did, I didn't expect it. I didn't see it coming. You know, so you know how Eric once made a comment. He saw me putting plastic gloves on my hands. Like, I didn't have my phone, like we were FaceTiming, but he couldn't see me, and I didn't know he was on FaceTime or something like that. And he saw me put a plastic glove on for some reason. And for a split second in his mind, he's like, that dude's a killer, isn't he? He's like one of the murderers. Like that's what Eric told me. I'm like, no, dude, come on, man. There's for him to even have that idea about me, like I could be a serial killer because of what I was doing for a split second, that gave him put something in his brain. Austin's not the guy that you would think is capable of freaking out, throwing a rod in the water, jumping in, just getting pissed off because he can't catch a fish. Granted, it was a giant, right? It was a nice fish, but he got so frustrated because he was so precise. And I know I edited it down. I get some Jagoff in the comments go, oh, you guys need to learn how to cast and blah, blah, blah. You know, I edited that down in the video to make a point that it was a frustrating period of baits getting hung up. But what you didn't see is he threw that bait perfectly 60 freaking times in a row under that tree branch to try to get that fish to bite. And
he got him to bite.
He got him to bite. Crazy. Just tell fish are dumb, man. I mean, that fish saw that big splash 60 plus times over its head in 3 feet of water.
Was that a bedding fish?
It was, yes. Yeah.
Wow. That's wild. I mean, you couldn't just throw that little finesse Ned rig in there and catch him. You just hey, listen, it made for better video. Trust me. That made $350 glide baits.
I know.
Like,
and some of the
does anyone in the comments own a glide bait? $350 glide bait?
I'm sure there is.
Does anybody own a $100 glide bait?
Has anyone caught fish on a $350 glide bait?
Who ties that on?
Well, that's another thing. He used some type of there's 3 tag ends to the way he ties it. He does use 20-pound fluorocarbon, so, you know, pretty heavy line. I don't think he loses too many. He'd go broke if you lose too many. Yeah, you know, and that's the thing. I'm like, if I wanted to go throw a big bait, I'd go musky fishing, right?
Dude, Brendan Andrews owns a $200 musky glide bait.
Wow.
Hellabass has 2 swim baits over $100. You guys are nuts.
Yep.
That's crazy.
26 over 6 pounds.
Whoa, John Lipinski.
Wow.
Wow. John, like, did what happens? Did anyone ever lose a bait that was $100?
I'm sure.
Man, that's wild. Maybe I got to step up my game, man.
Dude, I don't honestly. I'm Tom. Where we fish, I don't know if it's going to come into play. I really don't.
No.
One thing I noticed with the big glides is the cleaner the water, the better. Obviously, just to allow those fish to see it. But where we fish, I think we can't really see the follows. So you don't know the impact that bait has. A lot of times a big glide bait is just exposing that fish for you to either A or B, come back to it, right? With finesse tactics later. You know, he's hanging around this dock. Or, I mean, Austin figure eights, dude, with these glides. Like you would musky fishing, and he catches them doing that when he sees one follow. So there's a lot that goes into it. I just don't know if that's a technique in dirtier water like the tidal bodies that we fish where that would come into play.
It's crazy.
That's my thoughts.
All right, so we covered your piece of shit truck.
Yeah. We got her covered.
We covered some spinning rod stuff. I don't know about you, but I got to gear up, man. Like here, I'll ask this question live. So are we going braid to fluoro spinning down at the James? Is that what we're doing?
I mean, that's what I'll be doing. Yes.
All right. So they got you down at the James. You got the barnacles, right? Which are no fun. You will lose keyfish. Everybody will break off when we're there. What are we thinking? Are we thinking like 10-pound braid to 10-pound fluoro, or are we thinking do we jack it up a little bit, or do we stick? I'm an
8-pound braid guy, mainline for my mediums, and 5-pound for my medium light rods. But I am
going to care about the barnacles.
I'm going to step it up a little. I'm going to try 20, which might throw me off a little bit. Okay. It's not going to be. Ooh. One of the key things about my techniques and how I fish is everything's consistent. Everything's consistent. So that heavier diameter braid will have a little effect on how your baits fall and how you present them. A little. Not so much in 3, 4, 5, 6 feet of water where we'll be fishing and the techniques I plan on using. So I don't think it's going to be a big deal, but I would like a little extra insurance knowing, but most of the time you're going to get your breakoffs on your fluorocarbon leader, not the braid, and not the tie to fluoro knot. It's just your leader rubs against something, you know. And I am excited to try the 20-pound to so as I move up in fluorocarbon diameter, it's harder to tie the perfect fluoro to braid knot.
Yeah.
I feel. So, excuse me, if you're using 14, which I may step up to 14 in some cases, I can't get a nice clean looking knot sometimes as opposed to 8, if that makes sense. And maybe it's just me. But when you're trying to tie a 14 to a 10-pound, maybe with that 20-pound diameter, it might cinch it and look a little bit more cleaner.
Yeah, 14's heavy, man. Yeah, I can see why.
But I wouldn't have a problem throwing 14 during the spawn on tidal water. if I get away with it.
You
I
can. You
use
probably can.
I use 12. JP, you're a cat guy.
Cat. Whoa! Get up the stairs.
Who? I didn't know
Yeah,
that.
it's my wife's cat. Hold on, I gotta shut that door.
Yeah, you take care of your cat, dude.
Dude, you see him get all pissed off at that cat?
Yeah, you don't like cats either.
Shit, it won't-
Get that
That's
cat.
cool, man.
Cat, go upstairs.
Yeah, it's my wife's cat. She's got 2 of them.
Cats. Fucking cats.
You don't like cats?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't like cats. I don't like dogs. They're liabilities.
You don't like dogs?
Nice thing about a cat is it's independent.
I like big dog, normal dogs.
No, man.
Anybody looking for a
Listen.
Rottweiler? My buddy Gino's Rottweiler's pregnant. They're gonna have like 6 or 8 of them in about 5 weeks.
No, nobody watching this stream wants a Rottweiler, dude.
Yeah,
Oh, I'm
they
sorry.
do. There's somebody
No.
that does.
I didn't mean to say Rottweiler. It's German Shepherd. German Shepherds.
Yeah, same thing.
Purebred.
Vampires eat cats. I don't know. Just had bad experience. We had cats growing up. I played with them. I petted them, but I actually Spunky was the first cat. I think I took all of his I think I took his shoulders out of his sockets or something. And I was a little rough with him. I mean, growing up, we'd had German short hair pointers, so a stray cat and my dogs would get into it, and they would tear them up, dude. We have to take them to the vet. So on my parents' property, my mom's philosophy is, there's a cat on the property, it ain't leaving alive. I mean, that's just how I grew up.
Travis, what kind of knot are you tying? Florida braid?
Not sure what it's called. 7 up, 7 down.
FG.
Yeah.
7 up, 7 down. I use that Alberto. I think it's an Alberto.
I used a double uni.
Abusing animals at an early age. It wasn't like on purpose, Ethan.
The plastic glove, the abusing of the animals.
Wesley wants me to talk about the time you and Salzman smoked them. Oh, down on Pickwick. Yeah, we called him good on the swim bait. I don't know what Ryan's problem was. Home body of water, I guess. It happens. You're going to take a hit. He struggled in the open, I guess, down there. So.
What about spinnerbaits? You into spinnerbaits?
Rarely, but there's a time and place. There's a time and place. Some people, again,
what's the time and place?
My success with a spinnerbait on tidal water has always been late summer with moving water on strategic types of cover. It's never been randomly casting it or casting in the grass or things like that. Now, I do utilize the spinnerbait quite a bit for smallmouth, of course. But for largemouth, you know, I think it's something that I'm just not dialed in. There's so many different types of spinnerbaits out there. And I've had some. Thanks, great. I've had some tournaments where I've actually used spinnerbaits and done well in. And I've had some tournaments where I lost a bunch of fish on spinnerbaits.
So I'm going to show you a spinnerbait. Here's a little
Please
something,
do.
okay? All right. This is from my buddy Nathan Smith at Cellar Baits, okay? So this is in Indiana, Colorado. Check that eyeball out.
I see it.
See that eye?
Big.
Hand side skirts, right? And my favorite part about the spinnerbait, look at how long that hook is.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, no trailer hook needed on these spinnerbaits, guys.
Wow.
This guy's legit. Now, I'm telling you, you don't need a trailer hook with the spinnerbait. All right. It's a light wire, very, very light wire spinnerbait, right? Super vibration to the point where you're getting extra sound because the Indiana is literally is ticking off the hook as it's coming through the water. And that eyeball, that eye right there is the ticket. This guy hand paints these, hand makes these. He's actually gave me a couple to give both you guys when I come down there.
Nice.
So, and it's not just this Indiana. I got a boatload of every one that he makes, but I'm looking forward. I am going to be trying to use this down there.
If I was to use a spinnerbait on tidal water, it would be the War Eagle Mike McClellan Finesse spot remover color.
I knew you were going to say that. I knew exactly what you were going to say.
I told it. Sean's picking on me. Isn't tidal body water always moving? Well, not always. There's slack tide, and there's times when the water isn't moving at all, and there's wind, and there's different situations. But what I'm talking about is narrows in a tidal body of water, creeks, funnels, places where that current rips. That's where I'll use a spinnerbait in late summer. When they get up on that shad and, you know, balls of bait fish are kind of piling in, the feeding window's opened up now. You have 2 hours before outgoing tide, before low tide, things like that, Sean, is what I mean. Yeah, we typically during the tidal swing, you're going to have moving water, but you'd be surprised. There's certain places on the bay where that current rips versus other places.
Yeah, I think, listen, Andre might have just hooked me up, man. I think I might have my Helix 12.
Nice.
And you know what? You know where he's sending me?
To
Nathan over at Sea Clear.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, I don't know about you. You got your harness, right?
I got it.
We all got
it. We all got it.
Yeah. Yeah.
That reminds me, I got to do my boat build video yet. Every time I wanted to do it, the boat was trashed. I can't do it here at my house in the back parking lot next to Highway 476 with all the semis going by constantly.
I don't know.
What prop are you guys running on that 4-stroke? My father just bought a new Phoenix 721 with that new 4-stroke on it, and I think he's got a 24 pitch Fury 3-blade.
Yeah, I had the 23 that came with my most motors are coming with the 23 Fury 3-blade. I couldn't get any lift, so I actually sent it down to Mark's Propeller in Indiana. I just got it back today, but I also have a Fury 24 4-blade, which I'm getting 68, 69 fully loaded out of my nitro right now with that. And I have a 4-blade Bravo coming to try out.
On the Ranger, and I got a 521. See, that 23 pitch is the best prop on that you could probably get.
Well, so, my 23 Fury was not. How should I say this politely? There's, the same prop might.
I know what you were going to say.
Yeah,
every prop.
Not
is
every
different.
prop is.
The ears are all slightly different. Even if it is a 23 pitch, 2 ears could be different. So yeah, no, you're right.
I'm still running the 2-stroke 250, but I prefer the 25 pitch 4-blade Fury.
Sure.
I think my boat runs 100 times better than any other prop I've had on it.
Yes. What do we got? Travis, have used the Legend X. It's the same rod as the old Legend Extreme, but with cork split grip. Yes, I actually used the I did get a couple Legend X's in. I got a flipping rod. I think it's a heavy. I'll tell you right now. So I got the Legend X XLC 7.4 heavy fast. And I did catch a few fish down Chick with that, flipping some heavy wood with a 3/8 ounce Texas rig baby destroyer. And I was really impressed. I use that. I can't think of the braid now. It's Cortland, but it's that is it called the slick or the it's the flatter line that you use for flipping. I should know the name of the braid I use, but I can't think of it right now. But I
Master
use
braid?
it's not master braid, it's their other version of it. But anyways, I use that in conjunction with that rod, and was really impressed with the sensitivity and just how everything. I had one bite on it. I fished it for about 20 minutes on the last day on some laydowns. And
How big was the bite?
how big was what?
How big was the bite?
5-pounder.
That's right.
Yeah. What's your point? And I said this before, knowing now what I know now, then I'd be flipping that main river wood if there was another day down there.
I'm going to be flipping some Main River wood in about a week and a half.
Yeah, you will.
Mm-hmm. Sean wants to know where all the money's coming from. Come on, Sean. Full-time guide, YouTube. The YouTube channel, to be honest with you, because
cryptocurrency, bro.
You hear so much.
Cryptocurrency.
You hear so much about how much people make on YouTube and stuff like that. I had a good month last month. We did almost 6,000. I'll be honest with the numbers. We almost did $6,000 in things associated with YouTube. So it's a business now. You know what I mean? This is a business. Now, not every month is that. Like this month, I probably did about 4 is what it's looking like. But it's and then of course guiding. If I could guide year round, life would be good, you know.
You got to travel south, but there's not as many smallmouth fisheries down there.
That's right. Yep.
That or global warming needs to take its effect.
Oh, I probably got about 70 days a year, so I could definitely do more.
Yeah, so
I could do less too.
So I got a camera on the boat now.
Good.
So you're gonna have to teach me how to loop these things, man.
That's pretty easy.
All right.
Yeah,
cool.
I want to be able to videotape our experiences fishing the opens. I want to be able to so the house we're staying at, guys, I had to ask you this, Tom. So they have internet, but he says it's not that good for streaming, and we have to go live. We have to do a Monday live while we're down there, and I wouldn't mind going live a few times that week just to give people an update. Silent flip, there it is. Do you have a hotspot on your phone?
I think every Apple phone.
I don't. My Verizon doesn't. I can't. I'm a little concerned about that.
I mean, do you think you're going to be able to go live? I mean, do you think that's strong enough of a feed for you to go live?
I mean, we're going to try it.
Or are we going to have to mask up and go into like some Starbucks?
No, Virginia's going to be.
You don't have to mask up in Virginia.
No masking up in Virginia.
Tom, I know you haven't been outside the East Coast, the Philadelphia area in a while, but once you get outside of this area, it's pretty much like, what are you doing, man? Take that mask off, bro. You look weird. Versus in Wawa, shit. You'll get.
How many the chips do I need for that camera to get through a day of fishing?
Well, like a 256, because you're only going to grab moments when you want to hit save, so it can loop in 5 minutes.
Oh, okay. I don't have a clue. I bought the stuff, and that's about as far as I've gone with it.
Travis, that was a really patient answer that you gave right there.
What's that?
I think it's going to be really interesting, JP. He's going to teach us how to utilize cameras, and he's going to lose his shit. He's absolutely going to lose his shit on us. So, no, it'll be good, man. It'll be like having a couple extra kids around.
Yeah. Saying I have a YOLO Tech, but I don't use it. I have a one that mounts on my pedestal seat, so it's dead center. which I utilize quite a bit. I forgot who makes it. It's a guy up in Canada. He might even be out of business. But we'll figure it out. We'll get all that straight. The editing and keeping everything straight is going to be the difficult part for these series. You know, hopefully we can pull it off. It's going to be a lot of work, guys. I hope you have your systems in place and have everything organized and ready to go, because we're going to be doing a lot of fishing. We're going to be doing a lot of rigging at night. We're going to be doing a lot of shit. I need this bait, that bait, order this, order that. This is what we got to do. And then it's going to be, where are we going to go to eat? And then it's going to be, how do we get these videos downloaded today of the footage and keep things organized? And then do we go live tonight? Or, you know, I know what's going to happen. I'm going to get all your stupid footage and I'm not going to do shit with it until I get home.
Yeah. I mean, are you going to try to cut video while we're there?
I would really like to keep up with it, but I don't see that happening.
Well,
I'm going to try, dude. We're going to try. So don't cut a whole bunch of stuff, guys. I don't need your whole highlight of the day. Just a couple clips. Okay?
I don't even know what cutting something means. I thought I just plugged the camera in and went fishing, and that was the end of it.
Well, I don't need 8 hours. Listen, I don't want to be having to watch through this video of you not catching anything and all of a sudden you whip your wiener out, and I don't want to see that, okay? So I only want you to hit save, like if it's like a big fish or you say something funny or something happens.
So what does it do? It continuously records, and when you
always
press the
records,
button...
but when you hit record, it'll save the last 5 minutes.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
That's why all them guys with the chesties are always hitting it after they get the fishing, because they wanted to save the last 5 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, all right. I was always thinking to myself, man, they were a little late for the party. They missed it.
No, they're just saving it. Yeah, the vlog is what I really want to do. I want to try to get a video. It would be cool if we could do a video a day. Right? We can do it. It might cut into my...
but are you trying, like, you're trying to cut a video a day for practice? Like a straight week of practice?
Yes, maybe. And I'd rather go live and then just do a condensed version of our practice and then the tournament. Like have 2 or 3 videos of the opens per event. I don't know.
I think you probably get enough people on here that'll tell you what they'd want to see, but do you really want to see like 5 days of, hey, we caught some in practice, here's some pictures? And like, you're not going to want to show that stuff. You're not going to want to see where we catch it. So
I agree. Yes.
At the end of the day, you're not going to want to cut a video that just goes, well, I caught a 5-pounder today on a secret bait that I can't tell anybody. That nobody's going to want to watch that. I don't know. They're right here. Would you guys want to watch that? Like, what do you want to see? You would want to see somebody fall out of a boat. You would want to see a hog held up that's not disclosing. But that's not like a video a day. Like you gotta make that like, here's our practice.
How about this? How about we do a video? No, let's put a video up on the YouTube channel. I'm going to make the thumbnails and everything this week before we leave. Day 1, day 2, day 3 of practice. We're going to put clips together. We're going to be talking, because if we can't go live, and we'll get a video up at night. I don't know.
I guess the real question is, am I bringing food? Because we keep talking about places to eat. I don't want to be packing up a week's worth of venison for just to go back.
Don't bring a whole lot, but bring a few. We can cook a few nights, but I like to go out and experience the, I like to go have dinner meal. Have a few drinks here and there somewhere.
I'm going to throw Corman in the back of my pickup truck and he can burn the burgers.
Well,
everybody wants to see these videos, Travis. They think it's going to be a complete train wreck.
I don't know about you, Tom, but I like to eat. All right.
Do it. Yeah. Listen,
after I fish all day, I want to stuff my gut.
Yeah.
We're going to do all kinds of eating.
I found a couple good restaurants and stuff close by, but we are out a ways. Our gas station's a good 25, 30 minutes away. There's a Walmart. I gave you guys the bait stores. There's a Bass Pro. There's that green.
I got to tell you, you sent me the text there with all the gas station, the house, the launch, the takeoff. I showed it to my wife, and she says, "Man, that is one organized fisherman." She said.
Dude. So I sent these guys
like a wedding planner, dude. Like he is a straight up wedding planner.
Because you don't want to look. You don't want to look for a launch ramp if you want to go to a certain part of the river. I have your addresses. Here they are.
I know
it was like super before you get there.
It was
bait
awesome.
shops, gas stations, where to get extra toilet paper, like convenience stores. It was the longest text I've ever seen.
The serial number off that $100 bill on your suit.
Yeah.
No, that was good, man. No, I appreciate that too. So thank you for doing that legwork. Somebody's got to do it, great. And it's going to be helpful for sure.
Yeah. I just want to keep things. The last thing you want to do is, where do I get gas after a long day of fishing? You know.
So let's talk about this cold front, though. What do you really think if this trending weather keeps up that I'm looking at here? We're looking at a potential 15 to 20 degree temperature drop for the first 3 days of the practice period. And the night times too. Like the nighttime temperatures right now down there are low 60s, high 50s. And when we arrive, they're bombing down into the low 40s.
Did not want to bring my Stormer suit.
Waves, currents, and ice just gave a great idea, man. Maybe we got to film a little bit about like a barbecue joint down. Find a good place to eat. Maybe
and to do the live from there.
No, I say we totally rate it. Like who's that guy from Barstool Sports that rates the pizza place? We'll totally rate the barbecue places.
John wants to know, are you allowed to go to a place not on the list? Well, if they do, they have to report back with the exact address and the hours. Hey, not only did I give you the address, I also gave you the hours the restaurants are open. Did I not?
Oh yeah, it was the best information
on
packet
Fridays,
I ever got on the trip.
Oh man,
you really don't sleep a lot, do you?
No.
So no, let's get serious about the weather though. So if that weather comes in, what is that really going to do to these spawning fish?
Well, I think it's 60-40, right?
60%
will be done, 40 will be still spawning. So, like I said, on a spawning tournament on the Chesapeake, I certainly look forward to those types of conditions when I know where they live. Might be a little different when we're trying to practice, but I'm assuming, we're week out, dude. Don't get nervous until it happens. And it'll probably be another warming trend going into the week of the turn. I mean, it's going to be mid-May in Virginia. It ain't going to be 40 degrees. Come on.
Nighttime temperatures in the low 40s.
I don't know. We'll see.
I don't know.
We'll see. All right, Tom, tell me what you got rigged up. I got to grab another. I'll be right back. Talk amongst yourselves.
I have rigged up? I can't tell them what I got rigged up. Here's what I can tell you. I'm not going to tell you baits that I have rigged up, but I definitely have. I don't shit rigged up. I got to rig up tomorrow. I'm just being completely honest. I guess here's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to throw a chatterbait. I'm trying to throw a swim jig. I'm trying to get up in there in the shallows where they're spawning, trying to see if I can catch some fish. It's kind of my strengths. I know the fish will eat a chatterbait on that body of water. So that's probably what I'm going to do. Just going to throw it, cover some water, find out where the fish are. If I got to pull a spinning rod out, I'll do that. And if this cold front hits and they're getting a little finicky, I'm going to just downsize and just keep trying to put fish in the boat. But I think it's going to take every bit of 20 pounds to really compete in this tournament every single day. It's going to be a good one. And I've only done that a few times. So we're going to give it hell.
On the James River or a few times total?
No, a few times total.
Oh, okay.
My name's 12-pound Tom. I'm not trying to pretend to be something I'm not.
From my prior experience down there, I would think that we never went down during a spawn, but 14 pounds a day got you in the top 12.
Yeah. Well,
I mean, kept you in the hunt. Somebody always came in with one big bag, but
you know, St. Crest just asked me about these NRX rods. I got to tell you, those NRX rods are dynamite. In fact, I know Travis has his St. Croix deal, but you know, I picked up one, and it was a shaky head rod. First one I ever picked up. I felt everything on the bottom. You will catch more fish when you upgrade your fishing rod. That is a guarantee. No, Travis, we're going to talk about the NRX real quick.
Okay.
I know you got a $350 glide bait there.
Look at that paint job that TK did on that.
man, that thing
Dude,
is
isn't
sweet.
that not sick?
Yeah,
Is that the color you didn't want to tell anybody?
No, but I mean, look at that real perch.
It's pretty wild.
Oh man, take that to Candlewood.
Ain't that crazy? All right, keep going.
Anyway, I think St. Crest was asking me if I had an 873. I have a couple 853s. Yeah, a couple 853s, and then I have an 894 flipping rod. But the NRX rod, yeah, it's an expensive rod, but I will tell you that it is lights out sensitive. It's like you're going to feel everything. You're going to catch more fish. And I wouldn't say that I'm not sponsored by any rod company, clearly, but I will tell you, you would catch more fish with a more expensive fishing rod like that one.
I agree. If you're going to get serious about it, if there's a technique you really are like set on or want to get really good at, like JP, a frog rod.
I want to expand on this.
If you're a frog guy, real quick, if you like frog fishing, get the best frog rod you think you can get your hands on and use it. Yep, Tom, if you're a chatterbait guy, get the best chatterbait rod, right? I mean,
hold on a second.
Okay, sorry.
This is important for people that are like, hey, look, I would love to have these really expensive rods. It was last year I bought one and I put all my rods up for sale because I knew that I needed more of these rods if I was going to catch more fish. So I put them all up for sale on Bass Boat Central and I unloaded everything. And I used that money to start buying these quality NRX rods that are really that do catch me more fish. So upgrade your gear. And my theory on this was I had to come out of pocket with probably like $1,000 or $2,000, to upgrade to this level of rod. But I can tell you right now, I don't have to upgrade again. I'm not even aware, unless you got a St. Croix product that's going to outperform that. Like, I'm done. I don't have to shop for rods every year. I just need to go fishing, maybe upgrade a reel once in a while. But to anybody that's like thinking about just do it one time, do it slowly, sell a rod, buy a better one. With all the money we spend on tackle and electronics, put a good rod in your hand. You will catch more fish. All right. That's all I had to say. I'm a man of the people.
I agree.
I kind of disagree, but
what do you mean?
I mean, I used junk rods for years. This is the first year I ever went out and spent some good coin on some rods. I was throwing the Halo Daylight Series, $99.99 for the past 4 seasons, and I weighed in a ton of big fish with them.
Right, but on reaction baits, more or less, or
flipping.
Well, which isn't okay. So flipping isn't always. If you were to go high end, I think the finesse game is where you want to spend that money.
I will say that when I went with you and you let me borrow the rod that
Mhm.
like the rod, and I've upgraded. I'm going to be using Cash and Icon series rods this year. They're still not $600, $700, $800 rods, right? They're 200 and change dollar rods, and yeah, they're nicer. They're a lot better than the Halo rods that I was throwing, and for the $99, yeah, they don't last as long, but you can catch big bass on
Yes.
$100 rods. I've done it.
Absolutely. But more so reaction baits and frogs and topwaters and spooks and chatterbaits and spinner baits and stuff like that. But I'm talking true bottom contact baits. You will see a difference. You'll be able to work that bait better. You'll be able to know what's going on at all times. That's where I think the higher end rods come into play, if you can.
I will say this: we were on Ontario. He brings me out to an area. It was deep. He called how big the fish was. He threw to it and he said, "Watch my rod tip." Is it all right if I say how deep the fish was?
That's fine.
It was like 30 to 35 feet deep. We watched the bait go down. I watched the tip of his rod and I could literally see the fish biting. Yes, I'm not getting that out of my $100 rod.
Mhm.
I know I'm not getting that, but I mean, God bless you for having those rods. It's a very big investment.
Yes, it is. And then people are like, oh my God, you have 13 of those Legend Extremes. Well, it took me a couple of years to gather them all. And keep in mind, they change. It's 15-year replacement, but I'll never have to buy another rod again.
Yeah, that's true too. And it's a lot. Some people completely disagree, and they're like, "You guys are nuts! Like, I can catch fish with another rod, and that's probably not as expensive." And that is true. But when you think about even, I can tell you that the brand of rod that I used before, I mean, I had to pay $200 to replace it. Every time a co-angler stepped on it and cracked it. So it was like, I don't have to do that now.
Right. Yeah. So true.
So to me, it was more, wow, I got an upgraded feel. I got an upgraded experience. I can really feel everything that's happening on the bottom. Like you mentioned, there you go, Travis. I mean, we were just talking about finesse fishing and you feeling everything and you being a better angler because of it. You feel like all you're doing is feeling exactly what's down there. And you got a rod that has the ability to do that. So
Yeah. Yep. I think it just allows you to feel that what's going on. And again, a lot of times you're finesse fishing, you're around nasty stuff and cover, and you can I think you can just work that bait through that stuff a lot easier, but just my opinion. It's all good. So I'm excited. We're ready to go. We're going to try our best down there at the Opens. We're going to work together. I'm excited. I'm looking forward to it, man. It's going to be more work, I think, than you two think. Maybe not. Tom, are you ready for this?
No, I got
Tom. Correct me if I'm wrong. This is the first time you're actually going full blown into a Opens full tour type of thing, right?
Yeah, man. It's the first time.
Okay.
So what are you getting at? Is this going to be different than like a BFL?
No, but it's going to be more intense. It's going to be, I'm not sure.
You've got a lot more invested in it than you do in a BFL.
Tom, you're
that's for
corporate
sure.
right now, right, Broheem? So you get up around what, 6:30, 7, have your breakfast, get your coffee. Dude, we're up at 3, Broheem, for a week, right? My body just gets up. We're up. I'm getting my water, my filtered water ready. I'm eating my supplements. I got my routine in the morning. Okay. By a certain time, I'll be in the truck heading out. I'll be the first one at the launch. We'll have game plan before. I'll know exactly what I need to do that day. I'm not just winging it. And then we got to come, I like to say, I like to get out there early, but there's a lot of times I am not the last one off the water. I'm not that guy often. Okay. I'll get frustrated and pissed off, and sometimes I'm off by 4. But with limited amount of practice for this. I am going to try to stay on the water as long as possible. A lot of times it's myself just knowing what we have to do that night before or that next night, re-rigging, going over our plans, adjusting the plan, making sure everything's in order. That's important to keep, at least for me. Everyone's different. You're going to see guys that just don't care. They don't retie. They go with everyone's different. I'm not saying you're all.
We do a lot of this stuff in corporate America,
I know.
All right. Like we do have like meetings and we plan and we forecast and we look at weather well, we don't look at weather patterns, but yes,
I got you.
You might get up a few hours earlier.
Wake up times are on page 7 of the spreadsheet.
The one bittersweet thing for me with the whole thing is that when I did the opens from 2009 till 2013, I traveled with my father. My father, he's like my best friend. We do everything together, and he's just gotten to a point where he can't do it, right? He's too old. He knows he can't get with a guy that's going to go out on the Lake Ontario and 6-foot waves. His body can't take it. So the bitter part is that he's not going to be there with me. But the sweeter part is that when you're practicing, right, and you get on that pattern, and I just use like Cayuga Lake for an example. I had the best practice I ever had for an open. It was on Cayuga Lake, and the fish were on the defined weed edges. And you had to have your boat like set perfectly. And I was calling my shots and I wanted to find as many areas as I could. And I couldn't because my father was getting frustrated, right? Because he's not catching any fish. He's back there like, back off the weed edge so I can get a cast in. Jesus, I'm not, you're backboating the hell out of me. And that's just one lake I can use that as an example. That had happened a lot. And he's my dad, and I want him to catch fish. And it was, it was more of a bonding thing back then than it is. Like, I definitely wasn't as good of a fisherman then as I feel like I am now going into this. So it's going to be a lot better. It's going to be a lot better practice fishing wise for me as in optimizing on the bite, right? Being able to present the bait that I need the way I need to present it. But it's going to suck that he's not there. That it's definitely going to suck that he's not there.
Yeah. Well, you'll have to give
He was a hammer, dude.
I'm sure you'll be on the phone with him being like, dude, here's what I got going on.
Oh, yeah.
What do you think? What do you think I got to do?
He made 4 top 12 cuts. He was angler of the year out of the back of the boat in the Bass Opens. I mean, he's a good fisherman, and I'm going to miss him. But I know he's going to be home rooting for me. He's going to help out watching my son and stuff. And he told me just to focus and get it done. So I've grown as a fisherman because it's been a while since I fished the Opens. I don't think I fished an Open since 2013, I think.
Yeah, it's been a while for me as well for the Bass Opens anyways.
I'm just trying to get to a Bassmaster Classic.
Yes.
Yes.
Listen, you got to take your shot. This is the one chance you get, for a guy that's in corporate America. This is it, man.
Dude,
this is it.
I want to change topics completely and talk about something real quick. And I just want to get I talked with Eric in the past, and you guys know I don't like the term conspiracy. I prefer to be just aware and awake of what's really going on and bypassing the mainstream media and understanding how this world works, and then sharing what I know based off of facts that you can actually look up if you took the time.
Why don't you could just say we're going to after hours? It's fine.
No, what I'm saying is, so I've been fascinated by. So I've been listening to a lot of podcasts and YouTube videos about Native American history lately. And I don't know if you guys, like, they don't teach this stuff in grade school growing up. Like the shit I've been listening to is crazy to think. And I don't even know why we're talking about this right now. Maybe it has a little spirituality.
You wanted to talk about something completely different. And
I did. Listen, dude, I am so... it's crazy what we did to the native people that live here, the Europeans, not us. Okay, we're not to blame. But what happened here is craziness. And it got me all like, I'm so into, my number one goal this year is to find a Indian relic, an arrowhead or some type of point. And I've been watching all these videos about it lately. I've been getting into it hardcore. Have any of you guys ever found one? Anyone in the comments, let me know. Or if you guys even have any desire to do something like that. Do you think that'd be cool?
Well,
Tom's like, no. JP's like, I don't know.
Well, I got a lot of hobbies, but no, you know what? We're at the James River, right? Like you have some history down there. I'm sure there was probably, in that Williamsburg. I guess that was more like revolutionary.
Yeah, that's cool. Listen, I love all history, especially North American history. But I'm just saying this, like I watched a video guy down here on the Chesapeake on the sassafras that finds arrowheads in Indian native. I don't even like saying Indians. I don't like that term. I think it should be Native Americans. But there was artifacts that date back 8,000 years.
Yeah, Blacktail's got the right comment right there. If you want to find a Native American head, you go to freshly plowed soil down by rivers.
Yes, that's what I've been learning. Why are you into it, JP? Have you ever found anything?
I've found them. Yeah,
you have.
Yeah.
How?
Down by creeks. Normally, you find them by creeks and rivers.
Is it cool or is it like like it doesn't?
Yeah, it's cool. I mean, I remember the first one I found. I'm like, that rock looks different.
Dude, that's so cool.
No, that's an arrowhead. Oh, all right.
Man, I'm getting into it. I'm finding one this year somehow, some way.
So you don't want to like go to a trade show and like pick one up. You want to do this.
I want to find one and then think about who made it and the history behind it. And I want to wear it as a necklace, dude.
So
I do like a cool one. Like I vision already. It's going to be a cool one. It's going to be perfect. It's not going to be some half-ass arrowhead. This thing's going to be legit, dude.
Dude, did Will give you an Indian name yet?
He gives me a bunch of names, but I don't know.
Give them up. What are they?
I don't know. I don't have an Indian name, Native American name.
Come on, man. Will has definitely dropped some shit.
Huh.
All right, in the comments, I want to know what Travis's Indian name should be. This should be good. They would come up with something so much better.
Listen, anyways, and then it got me thinking. So 200 years ago, this world was dirt and trees and rivers, right? 250. Okay, just hear me out. This blew my mind when I started thinking about it this week because I'm a deep thinker. Do you guys like pick anything like a phone? Okay, our boats, like all this stuff, this calculator, this just didn't come from the heavens and land here. Like we created this out of the earth. Doesn't that blow your mind?
Yeah, you ever see what you ever see what a lithium battery mine looks like?
No.
Make you puke what they're doing to the world.
I know, but just computers and like this shit, like how do you make this out of trees and water and elements and rock? Like, how do you do that, people? Like, what's it going to be in 100 years from now, 200 years from now, man?
It's
freaking me out. It's freaking me out.
We got to get to some of these Indian names.
And people are all worried about their bullshit commute or their my computer went down at Will's last week and I freaked the fuck out. How in the hell did that even get created? Like why am I worried about
Darius White Claw?
No, I'm telling you, bro, it's freaking me out, dude.
Wait, Ethan.
None of this matters. Like it's like so pointless. I want to go back to living off the land, dude.
Tom's like vacuum featherhead. I don't know, man. White Claw just seems to like. I don't know. I think that just runs really strong right now.
It's not the White Claw talking, dude. I'm serious. I want you guys to think about this.
The Indian name, bro.
No, I don't care about that. How do we make this rod out of what was on 200 years ago? Again, it was trees and soil and rocks and minerals and water. How did we make this?
Just come on, man. Like,
how am I talking to you on a screen when 200 years ago I lived in a hut in the woods?
Yeah.
Catching
Listen,
trout.
you know what?
The big man works in mysterious ways.
Look, I think it's quite possible that human beings are actually going to have like marital relations with like a virtual avatar.
Something.
Potentially, right? Like with all this artificial intelligence, you never know. Like the world's going to go into some crazy place we're not going to want to be in when we're older anyway. But like, don't enjoy it, man.
I know.
Just enjoy it. Don't
it
sweat
blows
it.
my mind, dude.
It's a good place to be, man. We're going to be fishing someplace in a week. It's going to be good.
Yes.
You're going to be like, how am I seeing that rock 60 feet from my boat, dude?
I know. This goddamn St. Croix Legend Extreme. This is ridiculous.
Oh, man.
Oh, my God.
Yes.
And somehow somebody made a fish hook.
I know.
You got to start somewhere, man. All of a sudden, like the Industrial Revolution happened, and these materials were made. And then all of a sudden, plastic was made, and you made millions of things out of plastic. See, now we know why you don't sleep too much.
Thinking about all this stuff.
Travis is on the good tonight.
Listen, I don't know.
Oh, John's father says Biden's going to help you out, Travis.
Yeah, well,
he's going to help.
None of that matters, dude. None of that matters.
Listen, I think that you need to film your search for an Indian arrowhead.
I know. I need to find some time to do it, but I know all the areas I need to start looking. I know about the streams and the water sources and how
it's really not that difficult once you get into.
I know people get into it.
Yeah,
but doesn't it blow your mind that not only in that same spot you can find relics from 200 years ago to 5,000 years old?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm fascinated. So the Onondagan tribe, which is part of the Iroquois tribe, that's kind of who I'm gravitating towards. I think that those are my people so far in my research. It's fascinating, dude. I might have been an Onondagan in the past, dude.
I'm just glad somebody came up with fluorocarbon. Imagine, remember when it was monofilament? Oh, wow, when does the stretch end?
What did Travis smoke when he walked away from the break?
Yeah.
Oh, man. Yeah. I can't wait till little SmallmouthCrush goes to school and has to write a report. I'm going to set that teacher straight. I cannot wait. Teach him all this bullshit stuff that doesn't make sense. That's wrong. You know what? Here's what I really think. Why they want to take American or Native American like names off of football teams and stuff like that. Just hear my thought. This is what I thought about 2 days ago. It's not because they're worried about offending them. It's because they don't want us to remember what the fuck happened and what this country did to Native Americans. That's why.
Well, that's what it's all about. They want
they tell you the Indians are offended because of that name. It's because they don't want us to remember none of that shit.
Nope. And then they want to pay people off with reparations.
I'm telling you, dude, that's what it is. And it's really sad what happened when they put them on reservations and now what it resorts to, and a lot of these, and you can't blame it because Native American kids today are just like our kids going to school and being exposed by all this bullshit around here. They're losing their culture, their language, everything, and they're just like every other kid. They're not. I mean, it's just gonna be gone. It's crazy. Anyways, that's my rant.
Yeah, no, I think you can say that it's probably going to be the same for non-Native Americans too.
Yes. Yep. Anyways, there's my rant for anyway, dude. Like, listen, I got an hour commute to my guy trips every day and 2 hours back. That's all I do now, man. I've been learning about the Native American cultures, and I'm like hooked, dude. I'm on like 8. I got one that's like 3 hours long. I've been watching. Yeah.
Yo, what
Anyways.
about you just dropped that Brandon Polinick podcast? I mean, that's what I listen to.
Yeah. It's fine.
I don't know what stood out in that podcast that kind of separated it from some of the other guys.
Should I have to go back to January when I taped that, along with the 50 other ones that week? Dude, I don't know.
I'm sure somebody here actually watched it. I didn't get a chance to watch it yet. What did Brandon drop on there? What gems did he drop?
You know what? I think it was following areas that he and I can't say it word for word, but certain like pinpointing areas on that body of water where they've spawned and moved to routes, right?
His triangle theory.
Yes, that's it. That's what it was. Yep.
Brandon's triangle theory, where he's like, you find that spawning. He goes, you draw a triangle from the spawning flat to the deep water, and like I guess the transitioning part of that water. Yeah, in fact, he's done another video on Bass U about the triangle theory.
Okay.
And yeah, I did check that out. But yeah, he did drop that. He did drop that on your show. And interestingly enough, in my notes that I've been taking, for the James, I absolutely have that written down. So yeah, Brandon's triangle theory is something I'm going to give a shot. So.
Crazy. Yeah. I mean, all of those podcasts, these guys had so much stuff. And I have a bunch more. I'm trying to get back in the groove of that. Because
when's my buddy Larry Mazur's coming out?
Dude, I don't even know.
What a great guy. What a great guy.
Wait till the actual podcast, man, and what he drops as far as A-rigging.
Oh yeah, that guy is what a great guy.
He seems so cool and down to earth, and he's buddies with he fishes a lot with a mutual friend of Will's, and all these guys are good, man. Couple that Curtis Richardson was on, and he talked about fish care and smallmouth care, and that was really cool. And his system of how not to lose another smallmouth during a tournament was really eye-opening. The steps that he takes to ensure that his fish survive. As dumb as that sounds, that was one of the bigger ones that stood out. Just the amount of effort. We're not talking 1, 2, 3 bags of ice. I mean, this guy goes well above and beyond what needs to be done to keep these fish alive. And that was one that really stuck out in my head. But there's so many. They're all, I'm pretty proud of that. It was a lot of work. I'm a little scared about, do I do a season 2 and what is that topic and how are we going to focus that podcast and take advantage of the momentum? So any ideas, let me know in the comments, but I certainly want to continue to do it. It just was a lot of work putting that all together, and I'm still not quite done. We still got a bunch of guys coming up here that we're hopefully going to get on the show. And I think everyone's been great though.
Everybody has been.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's a lot of information, man.
I know. I spent a lot of
information,
spent a lot of money, and I got a couple new techniques moving forward that I'm going to hopefully utilize. Yeah, Seth is on, Fighter's on for sure. He was good too, real good.
I talked to Gary today. I called Gary up. I thought his tournament was tomorrow. I was calling him up to tell him to smash a big bag, and then he informed me the tournament's not till Sunday.
What do you mean?
Gary Atkins. He's got a tournament Sunday.
Tomorrow.
I thought no, tomorrow's Saturday.
Oh yeah, Sunday.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, Gary's going to be it'll be interesting to see. He is good, but how can you be that good? I don't know. We'll find out. The mechanics at the dealership are rigging up baits right now to fish this weekend. Yeah, Frank Scalish was awesome, I thought.
Yeah, that's
You
another
guys.
guy. Great guy. Yep.
Holy crap.
Yep.
That dude. It's crazy. There's so many awesome people when it comes to fish. I mean, there's a lot of dickweeds out there too. You know what I mean? But there's some gems for sure, which have been, and I haven't had a dickweed on yet, but I'm just saying.
No, you've had some top talent on that podcast, and I have been impressed. It has cost me a lot of money in new baits.
I know.
But techniques. But I will tell you that, you know, that's a lot of gems dropped every week that it would take people decades of fishing to figure out.
Yeah. Al Linder haven't gotten them on yet. I'm going to try for sure. Gussie was good. Man, they were all good.
Hey, you know who just had a good showing was that Matt Paranak. Matt, what's his last name from Bass Talk Live?
Pangraff?
Pangraff. Yeah, he just
On
had a
Pickwick?
good finish.
40th?
Yeah, 13th.
Not on Pickwick.
I thought I saw him right up there. On Pickwick, yeah. I think you're wrong.
Maybe.
Hold on, I'm going to look it up here for a second.
I don't think so. No, he was doing some Bass Nation thing. Whatever
Oh,
that
it was
some championship.
Was it?
Yeah, he didn't do too well on Pickwick.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
Anything cool in the comments?
Yeah, we're just reading them as we go. Yeah, Scalish is actually he's on Bass Talk Live on a regular basis.
Yeah.
And so you can catch up on a lot of the information right there. I would love to. I need to keep up with some of this stuff. I just don't have the time. It's crazy. I mean, I literally do listen to everything as I'm driving. You know, that's my time to learn and try to educate myself about things. But a lot of times it's all non-fishing stuff. You know what I mean? Bass U has been great too. I got their new app. Well, I mean, new to me. So I do have the Bass U app, and I've been listening to some stuff. Actually listened to one while I was rigging up the other day. My mind's a blank now. Who's the guy? The guy that I can't think of his name. The Florida guy. He's on Major League Fishing as an announcer. Kenny,
JT Kenny.
Yeah, so he talked about bed fishing blind or around areas where you can't see the beds. So I did watch that episode.
Seems
which
relevant.
they devoted a few minutes to that. But it actually was a pretty entertaining episode. Did I get the Johnston brothers? So one of them turned me down, and the other one said he would think about it. So we'll find out if we can get them on.
I'll say this: Bass U has been a pretty informative, subscription. There is just you could never watch all of the content that they have available.
Yeah,
they have it categorized in a way where, I mean, I think I pay like $14 a month, but it's legit, man. Like I don't know if anybody else subscribes to it, but
well, what are you guys listening to when you're on your road trips down to the James? JP, what do you got going on?
No, I don't listen to music, so I when I'm in the car, it's basically just time to myself.
Really?
Yep. With the stress of work, and then with the growing family and stuff at home, I like to just sit in silence when I'm driving. And the situation I'm in right now with work is I pick a guy up that doesn't have a license.
Okay.
So I get the silence from my house to his house, but then I got to listen to him and the radio and all that stuff. So I just try to
be
quiet when I'm driving.
I got you. Tom, what are you doing? Are
Man,
you a music
I'm
guy?
yeah, definitely. I'm
Gotcha.
definitely a music guy. Mostly rock, but some alternative rock.
Yeah.
Some hard rock is mixed in there. None of that crazy shit you listen to, but
Right.
no, definitely need some tunes, man.
I'm with JP on the silence at times. I'll go 2-3 hours sometimes without nothing on and just be like zoned out.
Yeah,
But
it's great.
I
That's not
gotta be
healthy for you, man.
I gotta
Like,
be
you
one of
can't-
my zones. No, it's rare. I'm saying, but I've done it. The music to me is more definitely tournament day driving to the ramp. That's about it. And then the rest is podcast or something non-fishing related, educational, know what's going on in the world type of stuff. Okay, so what are your patterns say? So since I mean, I'm just going to ask for permission first before I act like a dictator here, but so our house has really nice bedroom with a private bathroom. If you don't mind, I'd like to take that bedroom. The other one has another bedroom, but then there's another
Is
room.
that like your nice way of like getting
Yeah.
getting the king
Basically,
suite?
bro, come on. I said
What
this
is that?
up.
You sent one text message like the wedding planner, and all of a sudden you get the king
Geez.
bed.
I was gonna think it's whoever shows up first, but then I'm gonna have to cut out early practice on Friday to beat your monkey asses to the place so I can get my room. No, there's actually 3 bedrooms.
You see what's top of mind, JP?
He did all the legwork.
Dude.
He can have that's fine with me.
It's fine, but so what are your guys' like routines as far as like in the morning? Are you a breakfast eater? Are we coffee drinkers?
Definitely coffee, not necessarily a breakfast eater.
Okay, so I'm sure there's a coffee maker there. So I'll pack a lot of stuff. I'll have coffee and stuff, but we should figure that part out too. I'll probably try to eat a little breakfast in the morning, early, Definitely, I think at least the first couple days we'll be ready to go and be at that ramp before the sun rises, right?
Oh yeah, every day.
Okay, good.
Dude, Scott's comment: 3
What?
hours of silence in the coffin every night. That was good.
Hey, Slump, I'm a pipe fitter, by the way.
It's awesome.
All right, so we'll be good. We'll be good.
Travis, we've traveled together. I mean, we don't have any weird habits,
Yeah.
man. We
take
care of our gear when we get back.
Yep.
We lie to each other, and then
we'll have plenty.
We go eat.
How many bathrooms are in the house?
There should be 2.
Oh, perfect.
2 or 3. We'll have plenty of.
Gino says, "Don't let JP eat hot peppers." I've got a fixation with jalapenos.
I love jalapenos. So we're gonna have plenty of parking there. We'll have to get the power situation. So I told the guy, this is before Gary. I never updated him, but it shouldn't matter. We're renting the house, but he knows there's 3 boats that'll be there. He doesn't know there's gonna be 4. Not concerned.
Do we bring a splitter? Try not to bust any breakers.
I don't know. I just didn't feel like dealing with it. We'll surprise the guy. It's actually a nice setup. There's a pool there. There's a recreational room next to the cottage. And we got a grill, we got a back patio, and it looks like there's plenty of parking. We're only 15 minutes from the main boat ramp. So it should be a pretty good setup. Like I said, we'll get the coffee, we'll get all that going in the morning. We'll be set there. And at night we'll just kind of we do have to figure out. I know, JP, if you want to bring your venison and stuff, definitely let's make some burgers one night.
Now that I know you like jalapenos, I'm gonna have to do venison stuffed jalapenos.
Well, do you want me to bring? All right, so here's what we got to figure out. So I'll bring like condiments. You want me to bring the ketchup and the mustard and all that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just why don't you just send me a text? All right, just tell me what I need to bring.
Oh yeah, give him the 20 step 1, step 2, step 35 on
Well,
paper
like
plates.
so Friday night when we get there, I would like to have dinner, like go out Friday night, okay? And then Saturday, since it is Saturday. Sundays can be low key, so I think we're gonna have I think on the list on the spreadsheet's hamburgers on Sunday night, JP. So do you have some type of burger meat that you can bring?
Oh yeah,
Okay. And then Monday was tacos.
I
Okay.
get
I'm
venison
just messing
tacos.
with you guys. I don't know.
Ah,
But we
dude, are we really doing this Susie Homemaker shit? I'm like, I'm the kind of guy who's going to get off the water. I'm going to pull over somewhere, throw something in my mouth, and then I'm going to get back, and then I'm going to rig up my
so
stuff.
I'll have a cooler full of stuff that I use. So I drink protein shakes with almond milk. I'm gonna have some nuts and berries. And
what did I get myself into?
I'm gonna have some
no,
lunch.
no,
I'm gonna have
no,
some
no, no, no.
lunch meat and cheese for
I
lunch.
ain't eating like that, Tom. We're gonna eat good, buddy. We're gonna eat good. I got jalapeno and cheddar cheese stuffed venison bratwursts.
Man,
That'll be nice.
All right. We got that I killed the turkeys with
You're bringing turkey, bro?
I got onions and roasted red peppers. Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Damn.
You know, the trip gets expensive when you go out to eat every single
I agree.
night.
I agree. But we'll have a lot of work to do.
Does it have a grill?
Yes. I'll have a bunch of White Claws. I'm ready. Tom, you'll bring some beer, I'm sure. JP doesn't drink.
I did commit to that, yeah.
Right, JP?
Yeah,
you still,
no,
still
I don't
sober?
drink. Yep.
Nothing.
16 years.
Straight edge. Good for you. I mean,
all right.
You know. Soy burgers. Sean, I don't eat soy burgers.
Ugh. Oh.
Hopefully there is parking for 4 boats. I think it'll be fine. I'm excited. I can't wait. It's gonna be it'll be fun. I guess I meet you guys at Cabela's, Tom.
Are you?
Yeah. I mean, I figured you guys I might be a little ahead of you. Is it 6 hours for us?
No, I think it's less than that. It should be 4.5.
So 5 hours. Yeah, I'll be ahead of you. I'll be on the road I'm gonna leave my house at 1.
So you're not meeting us at Cabela's.
Well, I'm 45 minutes from Cabela's, so I'll be passing through there around 1:45, 2 o'clock.
Yeah, so you can get on the water by 6.
Yeah, it's light by 6, 5:30.
What's the tide for daybreak on Friday?
So I'll probably send you that in the next day or two.
Oh, okay.
We'll have a breakdown of all the tides, ranging from the takeoff all the way down. I got you. These guys. All right. Well, it's Friday night. I know JP's got to get to bed.
Is it? It's Friday night.
I guess.
Good.
I got to go to work. I'm normally in bed 3 hours ago.
I know
This
you're
was
7 o'clock. What are you gonna do? Are you a night owl?
Am I a night owl?
Are you up at night?
Wait,
No.
I don't.
Dude.
So hold on.
I wake up at like 3 o'clock in the morning every day.
Yeah, that's fine. You can still go to bed at 1. But my question is, so on Friday, the first night we're there, we're probably gonna fish till 6.
And then we're going to go out. I'll be the designated driver.
Did you see Swim School's comment?
No.
He says you. I don't even know how to pronounce that, but it's like a charcuterie plate.
Gino says he wishes he was going. I told you to come, Gino. I told you to come as a co-angler.
Oh man.
All right, man. Listen, it's been fun, and I'm really looking forward to getting down there and catching some fish, and hopefully some big fish that are going to put me in contention. Appreciate the viewers for hanging out too.
Yeah.
And putting up with this
what?
crazy group.
It is crazy.
Yeah, this was a good time, man. This is the first time I've sat down for 2 hours and 40 minutes on a video conference. It was actually pretty enjoyable. This is the best Friday night I've had in a long time.
Gosh. You gotta live a little, Broheem.
Yeah,
We're gonna have fun. Listen, we're gonna listen. I do. If we have internet, I would like to go live quite a bit when we're down there. So just look for the notification, guys, on the YouTube channel. I would like to give you guys an update, just bullshit with all 4 of us that night. I think that would be pretty cool. That'd be fun to just do. Everyone's got GoPro, so we will be trying to get a little footage. Like I said, I want to get at least 2 videos of practice and then our actual event and see how this all develops. You know, I want to see all of us do well. You know, I think well meaning cash checks. We should all be able to cash some checks in these events, and we're all going to need some support. You know what I mean? And it's going to get exciting, I think, as we get closer. And again, keep in mind, remember, if one of us or both of us or all of us bomb the James, our next goal is to dominate the next 2 events. That's when it's going to get interesting. When you're down and you just sucked in the first one and you know there's no way you can make it up in points because you can't with 3 events.
You got to stop talking like this.
Well, I'm being honest. You got to start thinking about this.
If you don't finish in the top 40 in the first one, you're out of it.
But all you have to look forward to is possibly winning. To get to the Classic.
Right.
And that changes your whole plan moving to the second event, Tom. So that's why you have to think about it.
No, you need to think about, hey, I just got a 4th place win at a major tournament.
Whatever you did last week has nothing to do with that. Has nothing to do what you're gonna. There is no momentum.
You gotta stop listening to those podcasts.
I don't care what people say. Oh, you did well. You're gonna do no. There's no momentum in this sport when there's no certainties in fishing, in nature and wildlife, and how things develop, how your decisions, how other influences come in, how much pressure from other anglers there is. There's the things you can control, which I do, and I expect all of us can try to control. But man, it could go either way, and you have to be thinking about that.
I was actually looking at the points in all the 2 divisions that started already, right? And it seems to me that if the Elite Series is the ultimate goal, fishing all 3 circuits is probably your best bet to finish in the top 3 in points, because the first 2 divisions have already kicked off, right? And there's guys that have a legitimate shot of moving up into that top 3, and they haven't really had the greatest finishes, but not everybody fishes all 3 divisions. Of course, it costs a lot more money.
So what have you looked into if you fish just 3 divisions right now? How has there been any opens where there's been 2 events already in the same division?
Yes.
So where are the top 5 guys?
Let me just let's take Bradley Hallman for just an example.
Where's he at?
I think he's like in the top 20 in the points overall, and Northerns haven't even started yet, right?
Right. Yeah.
And he's only 40 points out of the top 3. And he's going to fish the Northerns.
Right, but we're not competing against those guys.
No, what I'm trying to say is that it would take more time and money to fish all 3 divisions of the Opens, but that's the easiest. That overall angler of the year is probably the easiest to finish in the top 3 because there's not as many people fishing all 3 divisions. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So your points accumulate to a better average with not as good of a finish. Whereas if you're fishing just the Northerns like us, you need 3 top 20 finishes, I think.
Is that what it's shaping up with those last 2?
Yeah.
You looked at that? Like, what's first place guy in points? Go through first, second, and third real quick. Like, let me know where they finished.
Hey, Travis, before I sign off, I just want to give you my outlook on all the things that you think about going into a tournament and whether or not you are going to do well or not.
Okay.
So what I do, this is what I do in my experience, is I go into that tournament with the idea that I can win it, and I actually visualize that. I'm like, man, what's it going to look like for me to be on stage with that trophy? Mm-hmm. That's what I think about.
Okay.
And then after that event, I'll think about the next one.
I mean, that's a good, yes, don't think too far ahead, but, and I'm not, this isn't like hardcore brainstorming, you know, how are you going to do in the next event? This is a 50,000 foot view of the season and how things could shape up. I mean, we have to, I'm just telling you, if you're out on the first one, you gotta not worry. My point is, you guys, if we suck, I don't want us to be, I don't want you to be bummed out for Oneida in July. If you sucked, if you took 90th on the James, I don't want us to be bummed out going into July on Oneida. I want us to have that same happy vibe. Let's go get this done.
I'm going into Oneida like I'm going to win it.
Yeah.
I don't care how I do on the jig.
You're doing it Gray Buck style, Broheem. I'm getting this done. Yeah.
All right. Well, listen, it was great hanging out with you guys. And it was great hanging out with your viewers because I think they're pretty cool too. And they're extremely hilarious. And I got to go get myself a Helix 12 if it still exists. Thanks to my buddy who hooked it up. So you guys, I don't know if you're hanging out or not, but I'm out. We'll see you at the James River Boys in about a week.
Sounds good.
See you later, Tom.
See you, Tom.
See you.
Well, there you go.
You think he'll really wear that coat on the stage?
No. Well, he does come up with some stupid ideas, though. Crazy, stupid ideas. So you never know. He's a good guy to have. It'll be fun.
Brandon Andrews says, with all the people fishing the opens, it seems just as competitive as the elites. It's probably more competitive, honestly. You've got a 230 boat field.
Yeah, it is going to be a little nerve-wracking. I mean, it's the James, man. It can be a stingy river.
I know.
You know what I mean? We can have a tough practice.
Why do they always have to throw that one southern body of water? The one year it was Lake Erie, Lake St. Clair, and then Douglas Lake in Tennessee. I'm driving like 13 hours to go to Douglas, Tennessee, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I've only fished the whole series once, and that was when I qualified for the elites, and it was Champlain, Lake Erie, and then the Chesapeake, which I don't consider the Chesapeake a northern fishery either, but it's not as bad as some of the other ones that they make you go to.
Right.
In the past. The ideal northern schedule would be, a couple bodies of water in New York, maybe something in Wisconsin, Minnesota, and a Great Lake. That would be.
I mean, I love going to Lake St. Clair. I never cut a check, but I had fun. You catched a lot of fish.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, the James is like.
It's good to try to survive that and get it out of the way.
Yep.
Understand, we've seen the weights from 2 weeks ago, a lot of 20+ pound bags. That's not going to happen as you get pressure and more people fishing and things like that. You're not going to see quite as high of a weight that we did in that team event, but it's going to be fishing better than some of the times I've been there in the past, which is always late fall.
Right.
Or I shouldn't say it, early fall. The fall on the James is it's 80 degrees for weeks and weeks and weeks, and then all of a sudden it's 40. There's no transition, it seems. So when I was there in end of September, October, it was still 90 degrees. You know what I mean? During the day. still sweating, and those fish feed more. Tidal water fish, I'm convinced, during the summer, during the fishing pressure, the hot 90-degree water temps, their bite windows, their feeding windows, opportunities get smaller and smaller as the days get shorter and shorter. And I think a lot of them feed more at night as well. Just my opinion. Could be totally off on that. And so that's why I think tidal water gets a little bit difficult later in the year. So, but at the same time, I prefer a difficult event on tidal water. When everybody's catching them, I'm not a big fan. Just like on the Chesapeake, when the grass is healthy and any random guy can go on the flats and pull a big bag. That's not fun. You know, I like to have that upper hand. And so when guys struggle, you've already beat half the field. If you have that right mindset, if you've been in those situations, if you know what to expect, if you realize you're fishing for 5 or 6 bites a day, I think it's going to be a little bit better fishing. I think we're going to be able to get clued in easier with patterns, okay, with areas versus fishing in the fall when you're just randomly trying to get 5 or 6 bites a day.
Right.
I think we'll be able to develop we'll get some good info. 4 guys doing their own thing. You know, I think we talked about, we're not going to have a game plan going into this. Hold on one second. We're not going to have a game plan going into this where I lost my train of thought. BTC was texting in. What was I saying, Brohim?
You were talking about in the fall time, you're just fishing for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5
So
bites.
Yeah. I think we're going to have it'll be fun. We're going to catch fish. JP, I'm telling you, it's important not to stick them.
Oh, I know. I learned my lesson down there. I'll be putting a corkscrew on.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even fish with a hook in practice down there. Sean wants to know if we qualify for the elites, will we fish it? Me personally, no.
I'm going to worry about that when it happens.
You'll do it.
Perhaps. It could screw up a lot of things, but I guess I haven't thought that far ahead. I guess it's not everyone's goal.
No.
The Classic would be pretty cool to win one.
I want to go to the Classic. That's it.
I'll tell you what, JP, to win a big event would be pretty cool. That's one thing I don't have to my name. You know, I don't have that big win on a major trail. So that would be pretty cool to be able to have that happen. I think that would be the highlight.
What's the highest finish you have in a Costa or a Open?
Oh shit. So a Bass Open, I think it was 9th or 8th or 9th. A Costa was 3rd. Yeah, that's it. But I had a handful of top 10s, you know what I mean? So that Lake Erie event, I had a shot. But they canceled day 2 and 3. It was a 1-day event. I would have been in 3rd. That was a shitty deal. They held us in the marina. It was knowing what I know now, I would have done things a little bit differently. I wasn't prepared for how much chaos was going to happen before the weigh-in, but it was a trailered weigh-in, and they held us in that pretty warm water marina. And unfortunately, I couldn't keep my smallmouth alive by the time I dropped my co-angler off to go get the truck and wait 50 minutes to an hour and a half to weigh in. And that cost me a 3rd to 7th or something drop, along with a lot of money. It didn't matter. I mean, it does matter, but they did cancel the next 2 days of that event. So I guess if I could have one back, that would be the one. You know, Potomac River, when I took 3rd, I didn't have a shot really. I mean, I had a shot, but I didn't do anything wrong. You know, I had no screw ups or nothing. The 9th on Erie, I was so brand new at the sport that I was just glad to be there. You know, I did lead one once. I did lead Champlain on day 1. So yeah, I don't want to say I'm due for one, but I'd like to get one. You know what I mean?
Yeah. When I took 3rd on Oneida with the Bass Opens, there
How
was
far off were you from 1st?
I
Didn't have
I
a
think
shot.
4
Did you know?
pounds.
Well, so going in, you might have you probably thought you had a shot that morning.
I didn't drop. I went into the 3rd day in 3rd place, and I finished the tournament in 3rd place. But I was the top smallmouth guy. The other 2 guys were fishing largemouths. So, yeah, me and my father sat down the night before, and I said, I don't think I can win. And he says, well, you can't think like that. And I said, yeah, but they're just catching big largemouth, and I just don't think that I can win. But I did make Pat Golden cry. I have the picture of it.
Why?
We're on stage, and he was in the lead on the hot seat or whatnot, and they bring me up and they said, you need 13 pounds, 14 ounces to take the lead, right? So they weigh my fish, and Chris Bowes, he goes, 13 pounds, 13 ounces. So I'm like, an ounce short, you know? And Chris goes, you know what that means? And I go, yeah. Oh, yeah, it's a tie. It's a tie, right? So he goes, yeah, so you both got to sit in the hot seat. So I sit down next to Pat Golden, right?
What?
And I'm sitting down in the hot seat next to Pat Golden, and he goes, I can't believe we're tied. I go, yeah, I know. And I knew they only give trophies 1st, 2nd, 3rd, right?
Right.
And I go, damn it. I go, what's the tiebreaker? And he goes, bigger bag, the biggest bag, you know, that either of one of us weighed. Because at this point, we couldn't finish below 3rd, right? And I said, well, what was your big bag? And he goes, 15 pounds. And I go, all right, I weighed in almost 17 yesterday. So you're in 4th, bud. and my buddies were taking screenshots, and you could see him wipe a tear away from his face.
No.
Oh, I got the picture.
Come on.
I'm telling you, I got the picture.
Wow.
I will bring that picture with me to the James River. We'll
All right.
Yep. No, he was a good guy, though. That was the closest I came to winning one of them.
So, Oneida, you were smallmouth fishing?
Yes.
Yeah.
Power fished the whole tournament.
What were you doing?
But it was back when there was a lot of shad in the lake, you know.
So what was the technique that got you there?
I was throwing. I'll just tell you, it was the chatterbait.
Yeah.
And schooling fish. I thought I had found some really nice fish on the east end of the lake. Ran all the way down there first morning, right? I caught one fish, probably 2.5 pounds, which you got to remember, back in 2011, a 3-pound smallmouth was a good fish there.
Yeah.
So then I didn't get nothing else, right? So I'm like, I could run to this other spot. So we pull into this other spot that I had. I fire that thing out there, and I'm working it back to the bait, and I go, what the hell is that, right? And there was literally a school of 100 and something fish followed it up. So I just stopped reeling, and the bait dropped, and one ate it, and I caught 15. I think I had 15.5 the first day in 5 casts, and I cut the bait off, threw it to my co-angler. I said, make your 3 casts so we can get out of here.
Wait a second. So you caught your limit there?
Yes.
What'd you have? Was this day 1?
Yeah, the first day.
You had 17 right there?
At 15.5 the first day.
Okay.
The second day, the wind blew out of the east. So
hold on. Did you lay off?
I did.
Well, why'd you stop?
So I caught the 15 pounds, right? I cut the bait off, threw it to my co-angler. I said, catch 3 fish so we can get out of here. And he caught 3 fish. And he said the same thing, why are we leaving? And I said, well, 15 pounds is a really good smallmouth bag for here. And we're only, 10 o'clock in the morning. I said, I got to go punching for greenheads for the rest of the day. I want to try to get a big bag, right? So I went and did that for the rest of the day. And I wish that I would have keep doing that throughout. I'm trying to learn fish management. I practiced it in that tournament and then I kind of got away from
Yeah.
it. But so anyway, the second day it's blowing 15 to 20 out of the east. So I plow all the way down there. And I'm like, well, I'm going to catch everyone that'll bite today. You know what I mean? Because now I want to make the third day, and we're making drifts because it was so windy. I think I caught 45 bass the second day, and I caught one with 4 3/4 pounds, and I was like, well, I know I'm going to probably fish tomorrow now, you know. And I think it was just under 17 pounds I had the second day. But like I said, Ishman Rowe and Michael Symington, they were both largemouth fishing and nearly impossible to overcome.
Yeah. Yeah, that fish management is interesting, you know, especially on a night I lost I took third, I think, once in the BFL there. So it was a one-day event, but I remember catching solid 3.25-pound smallmouth, and a lot of them, right? And I had my limit by 10 o'clock, like a good bag by 10 o'clock. Well, what I thought in my mind was not a good bag, but it was an off day. So I had 16 some pounds and decided to leave those biting fish to go for a largemouth because I thought that day was going to be an 18 to 19 pound bag to win. And I lost the BFL by maybe 3 or 4 ounces. Had I stayed on those fish, I probably could have called up on those stupid smallmouth, but I didn't think 16 something was going to get it done that day. You know what I mean? So I literally left. I remember like it was yesterday. I left at 11 o'clock and then never caught another largemouth the rest of the day. And I know some sneaky spots on Oneida when you need to get a kicker, you know, but it just didn't materialize. Because it's tough, dude, after that place gets beat up to catch a good largemouth sometimes.
Yes.
Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
So real quick before we sign off, special guest in the house.
Who's signing off?
I don't know. We were just about ready to leave, giving up on you, dude.
I didn't know. I didn't even know this was happening.
Big Bass Dreams. What are you doing?
I just got home from fishing.
Where were you at? The flats? Chesapeake? Huh?
Nah, it's just,
It was 50-mile-an-hour winds today, dude.
it was bad. It was really bad. You know what 50-mile-an-hour winds is like when you're on a boat?
A little boat? Were you on a big boat or a little boat?
16-foot boat.
Nice.
Yeah, it's like sit down and grab your rods. And yeah, it's not hey,
craziness.
Anybody want a puppy? Slide into Travis's DM. Send him write him a resume or something. Yeah, it was so cool. One cool thing I learned.
Yeah.
Today, right? The water temp on this lake yesterday was 62 degrees.
Yep.
And today that wind blew so hard, the lake's got deep water.
Yep.
We found water today that was 53.
Wow. So you struggled.
It turned it over.
He struggled.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Was it a tournament?
No.
Oh, just fun fishing.
No, yeah, just throwing big baits.
Big baits, big glide baits.
Big baits, dude. Yeah. Caught a couple good ones.
Did you?
Yeah, yeah. And,
nice.
Saw some, but it's a neat place. We'll talk about it later. Everybody else bait your own hook.
I love it. I love it. Yeah, so we got my buddy JP. He's fishing JP BTC. Glad you guys can meet.
What's up, man?
JP's fishing the opens with me. We're rooming together with Tom Nee, the guy that won the Ike tournament last year.
12-pound.
Yeah, 12-pound Tom
21.
and JP. Yeah, 22 at times. Every once in a while, rarely.
Hey.
But we're gonna head to the James next week.
Yes.
You know, they canceled the Chesapeake tournament tomorrow, dude.
Dude, it's bad. I mean, I don't. Is it going to continue to blow through the night?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's freaking brutal, dude. Like, even if it wasn't, what condition would it be in? It dropped the water temp. The lake I was at 9 degrees. in a day, in less than a day.
Mhm.
That's wild, man.
It is.
Yeah, muddied the water, made it cold.
So what do you no fishing tomorrow or Sunday?
Would I?
Are you?
No, I got to catch up
No.
with work, dude.
I got you.
Yeah, I did my fishing today.
And then what? What do you got coming up?
Ike Live Sunday night.
Ike Live Sunday night.
Yeah, with Mark Menendez.
Oh,
Yep.
very good.
And then Bass U Tuesday night.
What's going on there?
I had booked Keith Carson,
Okay, yeah.
and I was going to slide in John Cox as a surprise guest.
That'd be cool.
And somebody hole jumped that and had an emergency Friday night show and had them two guys on tonight. So
Together.
Yeah.
What a prick.
shockingly,
Hey, Keith Carson, by the way,
it's not the first or fifth time that's happened recently, but anyhow.
I hear you.
Yeah.
Here's a funny story. We're just talking about placing well in the open. So when I led day one on Champlain, Keith Carson was my non-boater that day.
Really?
And I had 22 some pounds of largemouth, and he had a mega bag of smallmouth in the same spot. We never left the same spot. And just goes to show, I was actually expecting to catch all smallmouth, but things turned out differently. But yeah, he had a good event then.
And he's from Florida.
Yes. Yep.
That's freaking weird, huh?
He was drop shotting, I believe. This was 2010, dude. We were young, you know.
Oh wow, that's a while ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
11 years.
Yeah, Keith's cool, man. I fished with him 2019 ICAST Cup with him and John Cox. It was awesome.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, he's cool dude. I'm glad to see he's doing good.
Yeah, he won the big one.
NPFL, yeah. And an open and qualified classic, right?
Damn. JP, what are we doing wrong here? What do we got to do, man?
We're not fishing enough. These guys are fishing all the time.
That's it.
Right? Why aren't you fishing the NPFL? Look at the competition. How many you got to beat?
Right. 10.
I'm just saying.
Right. You got a good point, Brohim. I didn't even think of that.
And the payout's the same, isn't it?
I'm an idiot.
Except for that dangling carrot, the Bassmaster Classic.
True.
Everything else is.
Well, the payout's half though, ain't it? They win 50 grand.
What's an open win?
Well, the opens is only 50.
Right. I thought he was comparing it to the elites.
No.
Compared to the opens.
Yeah.
Well, you have a commitment though. You got 2 years, right?
Yeah, but you have no co-angler.
Really?
Yeah, there's no co-angler in the National Professional Fishing League, right?
That is correct. No co.
Well, I guess they're not coming anywhere near here, though.
Well, I guess not.
No.
But still, I mean, you got to look at it, dude. Look what your competition is with the opens.
Yeah. I mean, you just went against how many boats down on the Chickamauga? You almost won that tournament.
Yeah, BTC. By the way, thanks for getting back to me yesterday. I had a really important question for you.
Me?
When I called you.
You called me?
I did.
Did I answer?
Nope.
I don't think I got it.
I needed to borrow a aluminum boat for tomorrow, but since the tournament's been canceled, I guess I don't need that aluminum boat.
Did you text me?
No, I called you.
I don't know if I got it.
That's fine. I don't need it anymore.
I know what you're talking about.
Do you?
I was in there.
No, it's different.
You sure?
Yes.
Leading up to the Ike event, I practiced it.
I know that, but I had a mega bag yesterday.
Really?
Yeah.
We'll have to talk as soon as we go off the air.
Right.
Speaking of going off, I got to go to work tomorrow.
All right, JP.
All right, thanks, guys.
We'll see you.
Nice meeting you, Brian.
Meet you, bud.
Later. Oh shit! There he is.
Got it. Why didn't you tell me turn sideways?
Yeah. Anyways, it's all good, dude. I figured you didn't because I asked. Remember, I asked you like 2 years ago in the BFL regional if you had a tin boat I could find.
Yes.
Yeah. And you're like, yeah, don't know, don't know.
I got it.
You got one now.
What are you talking about? Mine.
Well, I would need to get a little distance.
What kind of distance?
Well, I want to say it on air, but
Okay.
quite a bit.
So what are you trying to put on the back? 25 though?
Well, yeah, I would need to get. So you would have had a boat I could have used.
Yeah, but there's no derb.
I know that.
Yeah. And
Shit.
my boat plows, dude. I've got to weight it for
How fast can you go?
with the Torpedo electric motor, 6.5. Barrel assing. Balls out, 6.5.
Could you put another motor on it?
I have a 9.9 and a 25 horse gas.
What's a 25 go?
I don't know.
30? 30?
I don't know. I haven't put it on it yet.
Well, so here's what I know. If the tournament was going on, we had low tide tomorrow around 7:30 a.m. And so I have to go through an expansive amount of mud to get to where I need to get to. And there was no way I was going to get in there
With a glass boat.
with a glass boat in the morning. My plan was to go in there around noon, hoping to have 3 good ones before I needed to get in there. But I only need 25 minutes to get 25 pounds.
You can get 25 in there?
Yeah.
Jeez.
Mm-hmm.
And that was what? Chester County event? No,
that was the ABA.
When's that rescheduled for?
Doesn't matter now. June
What?
20th or something stupid.
Oh,
yeah. My opportunity in there is done.
Is it? Is it that? Is it over already?
It will be. And
okay.
I go to the James next week, and the next one is a BFL. BFL on the 22nd, so they won't be there.
On the chassis?
Not in that spot.
Dude, I threw a big bait all day today. It was awesome.
Yeah. How big?
Everywhere from a 7-inch Chad Shell, 10-inch Legend, a 10-inch Black Talon.
Were you throwing shad?
Yeah. Whose is that?
Okay. That's shit. I don't know. I don't know glide baits, bro. Homicide shad.
Okay. Yeah. And a 12-inch bait, but
okay.
The 10, I got bit on the 10-inch Black Talon and the Chad Shad. It was brutally awful day and tough, but saw some big ones too, man. I had one that came up and looked at it, just looked at it. That was somewhere between 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 pounds.
Really?
Yeah. It was He was out there with the dude I fished with. Was out on the water, gray buck yesterday, and we went over that same tree, and he's like, "Yeah, gray had a giant show itself yesterday." And she came and looked at me. Winked.
Damn.
Body. We got any questions, Alex? What do the people want to know? That little thinker, right?
Yeah, this was an impromptu live tonight, dude. I wasn't planning on it.
Yeah, I didn't even see it until a few minutes ago.
Yeah, that's fine. We just jumped on. We've been here now almost 3 hours, but
a word.
It's all good.
No questions.
Yeah, just people saying hi. BTC, what's your setup for big baits? Stuff like that.
Yeah, I'm just beginning, dude. So don't be listening to me. But I'm a baby at this thing. I'm just learning. Hang in there. I'm gonna grab some baits.
Please do.
Yeah. Yes. Dude, this wind is unbelievable, bro.
Mm-hmm.
It was pretty
Well,
sketchy.
here's another reason why I knew it was going to be a tough deal, why I needed an aluminum boat, because, we have northwest winds tonight, strong. So that low tide, that high tide will never come in tomorrow. You know what I mean?
Float out.
I knew I was going to be in trouble.
Right.
That's why I was
Get a
looking.
glass boat into when the water tides are right.
It's got to be right.
Yeah.
Well, I got my glass boat in there yesterday.
Okay. What's the window of opportunity when it's right, when you can get in?
I figured I could, if it was correct tides tomorrow.
Yeah.
I thought 12:30, and I was hoping to be the last flight in.
Like, how much time can you get in there?
2 hours.
That's not too bad.
Yeah.
2 hours. God, I can't say. Hold on. Hang in there, Travis.
I'm hanging.
I'm just trying to grab some stuff. What do we got? Get that. Get that. One of them. And yeah, it was less than ideal conditions today, and still managed to get a couple. This lake's pretty freaking dope. Like, really cool. We'll have to get up there.
Does it start with an N?
Negative.
Oh.
Or maybe.
Well, I've been there.
Did you say N or M? Yeah, that place. Yeah.
Yeah, you can have it.
All right, I'll take it all day.
Oh my God. Oh, by the way, you missed the epic St. Lawrence trip last week.
Yeah, tell me about it.
Good, just good. 4s, 5s.
This place has got bigger smallmouth than the St. Lawrence.
Okay.
Yeah, look at the size of this silly thing, man.
Let's see that.
That's a 12. It looks ridiculous in the water, man. But
that's what you threw a lot.
No. I threw the legend, the KGB legend a bit.
Okay.
And a Chad. And then here's his 10-inch bait, the donk. I got bit on the donk. Picture coming to the gram near you. Sometimes.
Oh, you caught one on it today.
Yeah. Yep. But I mean, with water temp dropping like that, and it being, man, I can't believe we caught anything.
Yeah.
Like,
what pound test are you throwing that on? 20? I
am, yeah. I'm throwing it on 20. Dude I was fishing with, Keith Thomas of Blacktown Custom Baits. Keith he does it with braid to a 16-pound leader. Yeah. I know a few people that do that deal. I don't know. I got straight 20 fluoro, but
so with the one you caught, did you see it? Did you see them following it, or was it just all of a sudden they were there?
No, with the water being turned up and the chop on it, it was tough to see the bites. I didn't see either. They both came.
Now, were they pre-spawn or spawners?
They're pre-spawn.
Are they?
Yeah. They pre-spawn, man. They're fattest, beautiful, big, beautiful bass.
Yes.
It's a big, beautiful bass. Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Good stuff. What else we got, Alex?
I brought some baits back for Alex. I mailed them out today. He'll be pleased to get those. Just some Gajo sticks.
Okay.
Yeah. I raided Will's shop for some free shit so I can give it to my intern.
Don't let Epic Eric do it.
The hardest part was that fucking that $8 to ship that shit to him. That hurt.
They got one in Canada.
I know. I
Yeah.
know.
$8 to ship it. You can back charge Will or something.
Something. Yeah, we'll have to do something.
Epic Eric.
Yes. Well, damn. Well, yeah, I don't know, bro. I guess I'm glad you stopped in.
Yeah, we fishing anything anytime soon, or you booked up?
We talked about that.
I know, I forgot. It sounded like it was no.
Yeah, we'll look into it.
Maybe next year. There's always next year.
You going to the Classic? I forgot to ask you.
Yes.
Okay, I'll be there too.
Are you?
Yeah.
Yeah, Bass U's going down.
Because if we weren't going to the Classic, there's a Chester County that Saturday.
Of course there is.
That's what we had planned.
You're right, that is. Yeah.
And there's a Friday Bass Legends before the Ike tournament.
Okay. Who you fishing the Ike tournament with? You got somebody, right?
Well, don't you think Eric and I should fish?
Probably. I guess I'm.
Well, you got nobody?
Nah.
We'll find you someone.
Nah, I don't want to be found.
You don't want to be found. Hit him up on the DM, guys.
Yeah. No, thanks.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
It's to the boat. They're still scared of COVID?
Yeah.
I gotcha.
You know what, though? Maryland's wide open, dude. Yo, here's one for you. Good thing Epic Eric's not on here.
Yeah.
Our buddy Keith Cowan.
Yep.
He posted on his Instagram story, the state of Maryland opened up today.
Like what?
They opened up 100%.
Like you don't have to wear a mask in the liquor store anymore?
You don't have to wear any of that outside. 100% seating outside, bars open outside. No social distancing, no masks outside, all that stuff. He posted it on his IG story, and they fucking deleted it.
The deep state did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's up with that, dude?
People should start waking up, dude. We know what's up with that. The people that know. You're preaching to the choir here.
I know. Hey, I got one for you real quick. I'll try to story quick as hell.
Well, no, we can keep going now.
But this is on
This is getting interesting.
This is on the same tip. So about 2 weeks ago, and stop me if I already told you. I'm pretty sure I didn't because we haven't talked. So a couple weeks ago, I'm driving home from work. Got a long, hour and a half long ride home from work. I'm exhausted. Hit the highway. Phone rings. Strange number. I answer it. It's that dumb shit, right? So I got that recorded message. It's the computer trying to talk like a person saying something about my
bank account, FBI. Yeah.
It was Social Security number was this one.
Yep.
Your Social Security number. And if please, deal with it or we're going to erase your existence or some fucking.
Yeah. Press 1.
Yeah. So I'm like,
yeah.
I got a long ride. I'm going to take this, I'll go for a ride here.
Yeah, dude. I love taking those calls.
So I hit the one, and the guy comes on, and hi, my name's Dan, with an accent that Dan's usually don't have. And I try to move through this thing quickly. So he says something to me, and, it's just getting the conversation, starting to try to warm me up. And at the end of the day, that these guys, as soon as they hear somebody like me or you, they know this, the conversation's going nowhere. They're looking for, older people and dimwits or whatever.
Yeah.
So he said something and I kind of threw it back at him. I'm like, oh, what am I doing? Well, I'm earning an honest living. How about you? Pauses a little bit. I can tell he's kind of, little, and then he kicks back. He goes back into his deal and I, and I says, and I said kind of the same thing. And then he flips out and cursed me out and all this.
Right.
American, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, dude, and normally I'd be like, I'd come up with some creative insults and I was, I wasn't in that mood. I was kind of just like smoked. So I was like, dude, why are you insulting me right now? You don't even know me. I was like, was like, we're just having a conversation. Why are you saying these things about me? You don't know me. I'm just some, you know. He calms down a little bit, and then we start talking.
Yeah.
And as soon as I took the call, you know, decided to take this ride, I quick swiped on the phone and hit screen record.
Yes.
In hopes that it would record whatever might come of this conversation.
Uh-huh.
So I just want to say that part. So anyhow, we start talking, you know, and he's just kind of starts ripping at me like, oh, you Americans, you have Social Security, you have this and that and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, well, dude, why are you mad at me? That you should be mad at your government, you know, just because I have that and you don't, that's not my fault, right? It's your government. So then he starts trashing his government, you know what I mean? And
right.
And I jump in and start trashing my government. And now we're having a fun conversation, talking shit on our own governments and kind of comparing things. And so it's going along pretty good. And, you know, he's just telling me how hard it is to make a living there. And, you know, because I guilted him right off the bat, like, hey man, you know, why are you doing this? You're scamming people, you know, you're ripping people off. Isn't there a better way you can make a living? And you know, and then he was yelling at me for the
right.
But then it kind of rolled into like, you know, he don't have any opportunities there. They makes like 800 or 8,000 rubies a month, which I think is only a couple $100 a month. And, you know, how am I supposed to support my family? How am I supposed to, you know, pay for healthcare? How am I supposed to survive on this? How can I ever get ahead and move out? And you know, that's the direction all this conversation's going. So,
wow,
you know, he's saying some things and he's talking, you know, now he's not just shitting on me, but now he starts shitting on his government and, you know, and the conversation's going that direction. I shit on mine. And then he says some shit. This is the best part of it. He said, you know, you have the most powerful government in the country, in the world. He said, this scam has existed since 2013. He fucking said that. He said, this scam has been going on since 2013. It's 2021 now, 8 years. Why hasn't your government come over here and shut us down? He said, why don't you even hear about it on the news? And Travis, this is all the shit that's been running through my head, right? When Trump like, build a wall for Mexico. I'm like, Mexico? They're fucking awesome. They come over here, they work their ass off. I need more Mexicans. I said, build a wall between my phone and them motherfuckers call me.
right.
Build that wall, dude. So when he said that, I'm like, all right, yeah. You know, like we're speaking the same language here. He's like, do you understand what I'm saying? I'm like, yeah, go on, man. You know, like I'm
right.
You know, and I mean, he's in the room with all the other people. You know,
you can hear him in the background. Yeah.
So I'm like, I'm kind of surprised that he's talking as openly as he is, but maybe nobody else can hear.
Wow.
So yeah, dude. So he said, there's people in your government that are making millions of dollars off of this scam, this Social Security scam, whether they set it up or they're just simply allowing it to. He said, we make pennies over here. We don't hardly make anything. There's people in your government making millions of dollars off of this thing. I was like, why isn't it on the news? Why don't we hear about the 3 to 4 to 5 scam calls that we're all getting every fucking day? Why don't we hear about that shit? I don't know anymore. I shut that off years ago, but I'm just, that conversation happened.
Yeah, dude, I totally get it. There has to be profit in somebody's making the money.
Yeah. I mean, why wouldn't they shut that shit down? What are they even there for? They're the government. They're supposed to be there to protect you. Why are they?
But they're not. We already established. I mean, most people that know that the government's not looking out for us.
Nah. So, you know, the conversation goes on and by the end of it all, we end up like, all right, man, God bless, you know, wish each other luck and shit like that. It's pretty fucking wild.
Wow.
I believe because I asked him, you know, where he's calling from.
Uh-huh.
And he said Afghanistan.
Wow.
And I don't know if he was, you know, but I did look in and rupees do come from Afghanistan. So maybe other places too, but I don't know. But anyhow, that was pretty wild. Phone call lasted for 20 minutes. And as soon as we hung up, I frantically went in there to check and see if it recorded.
Right.
20-minute recording of my screen, my home screen on my phone, no audio.
No audio.
Which I was afraid of, but I had, in the heat of the moment, like when that was going down, like, oh, let's see where this goes. Let me record this shit, you know?
Yeah.
Like Ed Bassmaster is always, my buddy's always pranking people, and
Sure.
maybe some funny shit will happen. At least I can pull a soundbite out of it to laugh about. But it went that direction, and as it's going, I'm like, oh my god, like the conversation was so freaking real, you know, and so. God damn, if I would have had that, would at least caught a little viral buzz somewhere.
Oh, sure.
News, but the things that he said and the way he matter of factly just said that was pretty cool, pretty wild.
Damn, dude, that is damn.
I believe it 100%.
Mm-hmm.
What about the YouTube comments? Anybody else believe it? Anybody talking shit?
No shit talking. They're all just listening. It's or car warranty BS.
Oh yeah. Yep. We got it.
Yes, we need more Mexicans. LOL. They allow it. Special interest politicians make money. Yeah.
You know, and it's just somebody somewhere in there is just allowing it to exist and making millions of dollars. Fuck. You know, when they raided the White House,
when did they raid the White House?
That was a while back. I was hoping that the two opposing parties that were kind of there, groups, that they would join together and string them all up inside the White House. Off with all their heads, but shit, I probably shouldn't have said that on YouTube.
It don't matter.
It's just such a scumbags. At any rate, bass fishing's cool. You fishing tomorrow?
No, I'm not.
Guy trips Monday?
Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
Okay.
And then James River.
Is it getting right out there?
No, but it will be. Yeah.
Yeah.
It will be right.
Fuck, man, I got to find a new friend. I don't know if I'm getting here. This sucks. Damn it.
I mean,
maybe it's time to buy a boat.
Well,
we got too much going on.
I mean, I got, there's no tournaments coming up. I mean, what do we have? We don't have anything, dude. I got the James, and then I come back and I have the BFL. Or no, I got Roland Martin stuff.
Yeah, I might see you up there.
Mm-hmm.
Might.
And then the BFL, which is a boat or non-boater, dude.
Yeah. Oh, there's that Bass Pro Shops League. They're on like Bermuda, I think, to fish the Chesapeake.
I'm in if they let me fish. If you can figure out the rules. I heard I can't because of the the professional status or whatever.
Yeah, you've probably earned too much or fished at too high of a level.
Correct.
Justin Kimmel from the Bass University has earned too much money as a co-angler that he's not even allowed to fish that
I got you. Yep.
You know what I mean? As a they're even nixing people that make co-angler money. I don't know. That trail can. Did you see the one that they launched in California? Was it? They had like 150 boat shotgun start.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, I send you a link. They were like, said go 150 boats and everybody crashed.
All right, they crashed.
Yeah.
What?
You remember that TV show Chips?
Kinda. The cops.
Yeah.
What's that got to do with?
I just remember, like, it felt like every show they would have because they were California Highway Patrol cops on motorcycles. But like every show, there would be like a 10-minute car pile up where they would just continue to pile up on top of each other.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what happened on that Bass Pro tournament.
So don't do that format.
Nah, that league's booty.
Some people want to know what Ike's plans are for this year. Do you know?
For this year?
in terms of fishing?
Well, he's not fishing MLF, clearly.
Mm-hmm.
There's 2 events in. He's not fishing Bassmaster, obviously. He's fishing some Bassmaster Opens.
Okay.
He's going to fish some kayak tournaments. He's fishing local stuff. He's working on possible TV stuff. He's, filming with people, putting up YouTube stuff, and living life. I don't know. It's pretty cool. I've got to fish with him more this year than I had in the last probably 10. It's been a blast. Oops, sorry.
Yeah.
But yeah, I imagine he would be back next year.
In what?
Good question. He's an
Can he go back to MLF?
I don't know. He's an owner, right?
Yeah.
I think he's still some ownership stake in it, so possibly, but I don't know. He has exemptions, I believe, for Bassmaster if they, if he wants to use them. He could have went there.
Okay. Yeah.
But I think he honestly would rather qualify through the Opens. Just, as a, I don't know. He said it, he would rather. But we'll see. What else? Everything good? Everything else?
Yeah,
Is it?
I think so.
All right.
Yeah. All right.
Free puppy.
Is that your dog? You said you didn't have a dog.
He's got one, dude.
That's not a puppy. That thing's giant. That's your puppy?
Yeah. He's like 4 weeks old.
Looks like he's 80 pounds. Maybe it's the camera.
I think he's like 35.
Oh,
Axel.
wow.
Axel. Hi, bud.
Is he happy? He looks happy.
Yeah. He should be. He freaking stole my slice of pizza earlier.
What do you mean? He just ate it?
Yeah. Yeah, right before I jumped on the live stream. He ate my
Oh, my God.
put a slice. I think it's the first time he's had pizza. And yeah. And the last 3 nights he's had diarrhea. So there's been no sleeping. Dude, I've slept less than you the last 3 nights for sure.
Wow.
And now he's got that and pizza.
Good.
Yeah, I'll be up every hour letting him out. So, all right.
All right. Listen, guys, thanks for hanging out with us tonight. BTC, thanks for crashing the party at the end here. We're going to get out fishing together, I promise.
Cool.
We'll figure it out. Keep throwing your glide baits. Ike Live tomorrow night, Bass U Monday night.
Ike Live Sunday night, Bass U
That's
Tuesday.
what I said. I keep thinking it's Saturday. Sorry. Tuesday. Yeah, you know. You know.
Yeah. And
Yes.
this, that, and the third. That's it. That's all I got. I can't give any hints of who our guests are going to be in the future because they keep
they keep changing. Yeah.
They just get picked off.
I got you.
All of a sudden, emergency Friday night show.
Huh. Well, go figure that out, man. That ain't right. You're the guy in charge. Have a conversation with these people.
Nah, it's all good, dude.
All right.
Onward.
All right. All right, guys. BTC. See you guys.
Hey, bro. I shut this fucking thing off.
Yeah, same here. How do you shut this thing off?
Alec!